Burns now with a cross. This is Vernon! Vernon scores! Grimsby turned his head back! Utter delirium at Blundell Park! Charles Vernon! Delivered far post! Touchdown!
Penalty, great composure! Brian Mbeumo, he doesn't miss, does he?
The customary short run up for Brian Mbeumo. Stuttering run up, and hits the crossbar! Manchester United are out! Brian Mbeumo has rattled the crossbar!
This is TNT Sports' Adam Summerton, and you're listening to Three Fish on the Shirt.
Hello, welcome to this special episode of Three Fish on the Shirt. And amazingly, can't believe I'm saying this, but it's our 100th episode. What do you think of that then, guys?
Unbelievable, mate.
I can't take credit for all the 100, but yeah.
Well, you've
100 not out.
100 not out, and you're in from the 50th, though, Ross.
Yeah, give or take, yeah.
That was our
Half
intro,
century then.
and then and then eased your way in. It's great to complete another season into season 2. This will be our last episode this season. Any new ones will be classed as season 3 after the end of June. So yeah, we're here to look back on the season and some of our favourite bits and some of our best memories. Probably look back at some of the lows as well, and get a feel for the season. Before we continue with that, though, I will just shout out to Winner Chicken Dinner, who in this last weekend have just announced the winner of their house giveaway, which was they sold out about a week before, which I know is always a bit of a concern that they're not going to sell out, because obviously it needs to make its money back and everything, which is fantastic for winner. But Damien from Sheffield won and has been presented with the keys, or the opportunity to have keys or a cheque today, I believe, on the 1st of June.
Okay.
So that's a fantastic feather in the cap for winner. It'll be really exciting to see what they come up with next. And well done to Gemma and the team, and thank them once more for their sponsorship this season. So without further ado, welcome Steve and Rossi. I nearly said Rizzo and Steve. Rossi and Steve.
Say Rizzo and Rosso. Rossi.
Rizzo and Rosso. Yeah. Yeah. So you have to look back on the disappointment of the playoffs with some positivity about the whole season. I certainly have, since I calmed down. Wasn't too long after. I was a bit mardy on the night and the day after, but once I came down and started thinking about it, the disappointment went away, and a wave of positivity for a new season with a better spine than we've had for a long time came through. What did you guys make of that? How were your emotions following the playoffs? Start with Rossi.
Yeah, I was gutted. Obviously not getting there. Obviously went out to watch the playoffs, and yeah, atmosphere was good, and then it went down and went up again, and it's mixed emotions on the night. But yeah, overall, it's just one of them where you're close to getting to at least Wembley, and then go from there. But yeah, I mean, I'm happy either way that we got to that point in general, got to the playoffs this season rather than last season when we just missed out. So it's one more notch on the pedestal of going up. So yeah, hopefully next time around we can do it.
Steve, you witnessed the previous season where we just missed out. We definitely went one further, and I wouldn't say we were unlucky to go out at the playoff stage. I think Salford probably deserved it. Made it hard for themselves on the night. What did you make of the exit?
Oh well, I was gutted at the time, especially with the late goal, going in from an error. But it's not down to Janet. But I was just so. Whether we'd have won on penalties, I don't know. But the way we played on the night, I thought we played well. But overall, I thought Salford did deserve to go through. But I was absolutely gutted on the night. But we have made progress. That's the thing. We've got to play, and our points total was a lot more than last season.
And it was
A lot
good,
more
enough,
to
good
do.
enough to go up the previous season as well.
Yeah, which is sort of frustrating in a way, but then
but then it shows how far we've come competitively.
how far we've come, and you look at some of the games we lost. So the points total, making the playoff, is progress, and it's and next year, obviously, the next progression, want to be promoted automatically or from the final.
And if you look ahead, it's exciting to sort of review the new list of teams in the division. We've got two of the teams that we probably didn't really like very much in Barrow and Harrogate going out. You've got Rochdale and York coming back in that way. You've got your Bromley, Milton Keynes, Notts County, Cambridge going out the other way, and you've got Exeter, Rotherham, Northampton, and one more. Horrible to remember them all in one go. You're going to let me down now, aren't you?
Port Vale.
Port Vale, yeah. It's easy to forget them because I find them a bit dull, but it's just a personal thing.
And some of them teams have just gone up as well, recent years, haven't they?
Yeah, they've gone up and down. Rotherham have been up a time or two in recent seasons.
Rotherham
Port Vale have come down, haven't they? Straight down again. So, but it makes for a batch of new teams to play. An exciting away day for Rossi, the longest that we're likely to have for a while.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
you targeted that on Boxing Day.
Yeah, imagine if it is. Yeah,
I don't think it will be.
I am opening to go to that game. I just hoping it's like in the April bank holiday weekend, something like that.
It would be nice, wouldn't it?
Would be decent time to have it then, but it should be probably like a Tuesday night or something.
Mm.
Yeah.
So there's some more to look ahead to later on as we work our way through. But we kicked off the season this time last year, or August last year, in the sunshine at home to Crawley Town. Didn't know what to make of Crawley. Crawley had come down after going up when Danilo Orsi helped them go up against MK Dons the season before. They came crashing back down, so they're a bit of an unknown quantity. They're either going to come down as a good League One team, or having benefited from being a year in League One. Really wasn't sure that was going to pan out, and we got off to a great start with our new striker scoring early on, and it was a bit of a masterclass that first game. We'd played a lot of fast football in the pre-season. Wondered if we could carry it into the games, and we did. Ross, what did you make of the quick, snappy football that we started with?
Yeah, it was good. I think it was the reaction you needed from the first game anyway. What people want to see. You don't want to see your first game of the season being dull and slow pace and not really nothing happening. And, they went out and got a really good victory against a team that's just come down. And you never really know what you're going to get with Crawley anyway. It's one of them. They're either going to be good or they're going to be inconsistent. I was there the last game of the season before when they got promoted. And the scenes were decent at Crawley. They were all celebrating pyros on the pitch and all the rest of it. Really good atmosphere, but I didn't really know what to expect from them. But the boys did a really good performance and got a few points.
It was quite a straightforward win, wasn't it, Steve? At the end of the day, that KB scored a penalty sort of fairly early on and just settled him down, settled the nerves down, and we cracked on after that with two more goals from McJanet and Corey. Yeah,
I thought we played well, but I thought Crawley were really poor on the day, and I thought that if they play like that rest of the season, they're going to go down. And they just scraped in, didn't they? Third from bottom.
Yeah,
looking at the league, but we played well. Yeah, we were quick, and just looking at Green. I remember Greeny being fantastic that day. He was everywhere. Yeah, and KB, and we're thinking got a striker here.
And I think the other thing that struck me was that the probably worry that struck me before the game was Tishmanga playing for them. Always seems to score against us, and you're just thinking, "Oh God, they've got him. What's he going to do?" And he was largely crap, wasn't he, on the day, which was good for us. I think he's still got it in him, but he just wasn't having it on that day. I think he put one over the bar, and I think he scraped the bar after Doug Tharm and Pim had a bit of a coming together, and that was a debut as well, wasn't it, with Pim in goal, and it was quite encouraging first performance from him, playing out from the back and everything, and he seemed comfortable, didn't he? It was not not a foreshadowing of what was to come.
I thought Pim was all right for his sort of half a dozen games or 10 games even. He was in the goal for the Man U game, wasn't he? So,
yeah,
you know,
I think it's 2 or 3 months later before I really started really seriously questioning what he was doing, and we'll come to that in a bit. Second game was away at Harrogate, and we just seem to always do awful at Harrogate. The season before, we'd got burst into a 2-0 lead with the goal of the century from Greeny, and a nice, on another day, probably the best goal of the weekend from Swan Thorson, which was sort of brought down to the level of a tap-in just because of Greeny's strike. And then they pulled us back to a 2-2 draw. But this year, we were even more woeful, and we were 3-1 down with about 5-10 minutes to go. Rogers leathered one in from distance towards the end of the game, and then KB scored a last-minute equaliser, or an injury-time equaliser to help us out of a spot. At that point, you were thinking, winning a draw is not too bad a start. But it was disappointing to continue the Harrogate hoodoo, because they didn't really look anything, but we made them look dangerous.
Yeah, it always seems to be Harrogate away where we, like I say, we struggle. I was at the game, went to away at Harrogate as well, the atmosphere was dull after obviously we were like 2 goals down, but Rogers pulls out his arse, and fans back then at the start of the season were always, including myself, for giving him some stick, because that's what it was like at the start of the season. And then he pulls it out of the bag, but that was a decent finish. And then KB obviously ran through and kissed the post with his shot, I'm pretty sure, and went in behind the keeper. But it was, you never know what you're going to get with Harrogate away. Luckily, we don't have to worry about that now. But it's a win and a draw is good, but when you know it's Harrogate and you know you should be beating them, really, it is still a kick in the teeth.
And other teams going there throughout the season proved that they were very beatable at home, weren't they? And ultimately they went down, so kind of proves the point. But Vernon opened his account obviously early on as well, didn't he, in the second half?
It was 0-0 at half time, wasn't it?
Yeah, but we had a bit of a nightmare. So 3-3.
No more Harrogate.
No more Harrogate. We then went home to Newport, and we get a 2-1 win. There's an own goal, and Greeny get the goals. It's always tight against Newport at home. Again, they sometimes look a poor side, and they struggle early part of the season. But we managed to get the win, and I think after the sort of 2 wins and a draw, the 2 home wins, we were starting to see the signs of we could carry on here, and it not be a false start. Thoughts on that game? Did you have any sort of abiding memories? It's not one of the most memorable to me this season because there's so much happened since, but I do remember thinking, that's just cemented the fact that we're not just getting beaten and having crap draws at home. All right, we've had the crap draw away at Harrogate, but this one's not been too bad.
Yeah, I think it's getting not losing points. Or I say not losing points, we dropped to Harrogate, but not actually losing games. Yeah, it's one of them where you have a take on the chin where you got Crawley, Harrogate, and Newport, which realistically, maybe not Crawley because they just gone up, but Harrogate and Newport really should be down the bottom of the league anyway. You should be getting points against them regardless. Especially with the season we had beforehand, especially with the pre-season we had players that are coming in. We should be beating them. Newport, that's at home, pretty comfortable win in the end. I'm a bit like you, Dave, to be fair. We've had that many games, that many moments. You try to think of games, it just goes over your head. But you should be winning against those kind of teams. But with that momentum you've got, not losing the game yet, then going into more games in the month. September is usually a big month as well. You kind of think, okay, well, we just need to calm down now and just stay grounded and just carry on as much as we can until we do slip up eventually.
The game that sort of gave me real hope for the fact that we might do all right was the next game at home away to Walsall, which was a midweek game on the telly. I was up in Aberdeen watching it on the box, and we come away with a 1-0 win. KB looked like he could have got away from Walsall a couple of times, and Corey ended up scoring the winner from a great cross in from I think it was Burns who Greeny headed onto the post, but Corey just took a step back to give himself a bit of room and was onto it like a rat up a drain pipe to ram it into the net, and that was enough for us to beat Walsall away. And I thought that it was going to be a tough feat to do 2 seasons on the bounce, beat Walsall at theirs. But it proved to be so, and a clean sheet, 4 games, 3 wins and 1 draw. I started to believe then. Steve, what was your...
I did as well.
That's one of the more memorable games for me from the early part of the season.
I can remember Curry's goal. Yeah, he took it. It was a good finish. And I thought, this is going to be a good season for him if he can score some more goals like that and, progress. Because I want to see more goals from him.
Yeah.
But didn't quite materialise like that. But, going there, winning 1-0, I'll start thinking, this is going to be a good season.
And I remember thinking, although he didn't score, that KB was looking mega dangerous. They had a struggle with him, certainly in the early part of the game. You're nodding, Ross. I seem to remember that.
No, it was obviously as we go on through the season, he does transition to more of a winger than a striker. But I think there's always we always knew he had the pace. We always knew he was quick with his feet. But there was something missing at striker later on where I don't think he was that physical enough to hold the ball up and try and play it off. And I think that he maybe got found out in the end. But against Walsall, he seemed to do all right. I think they had Aidan Flint at the back. I think they just signed him. Other than it was in January. I can't remember when Walsall signed him, but I think he was there in the summer. And we know Aidan Flint's a massive, solid centre back. Probably slow compared to what KB is, obviously. So he's got that on him. But he struggled a little bit with it. But Bescott's not an easy place to go. It's always been a hard place to go. Walsall,
you've got to set him up to be able to spring the last man, haven't you? You've got to be almost playing on the shoulder, and it's not easy to set those things up. And I think the other thing that KB suffered from was that I think people got wise to him as well. They knew what we had, and that was a challenge. Next game we played Accrington away, and again it was another one where there was a draw. And I know KB scored. Did he miss the penalty and then score the rebound?
KB,
the one?
He
definitely scored.
He missed. That was his second penalty miss. Yeah. He missed the penalty. He missed one at Newport.
But he did score in a 1-1 draw. I remember the equaliser was a drop, a cross into the box from a drop ball that the ref had given, and he let him oik it into the box from a drop ball, which I thought was a bit much.
Yeah, he got Staunton assisted him, didn't he? So but he missed a penalty on the 50th. Was it 50th minute? I think it was.
Yeah. So 1-1. Another disappointing draw. That's the sort of place you want to be going and winning. Although previous season we'd lost there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Accrington's like Harrogate, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Anyway, they're both very similar. Where we just can't seem to pick up points away from home.
Yeah, we can't.
I mean, the previous season we were 2-0 and 2-1 up, weren't we? And then ended up losing 3-2 to a dodgy pen. So yeah, understood. But all in the meantime of August, in the background, we've been playing Shrewsbury in a cup game at home, and the football had continued, even though some of the players had been swapped out. We managed to get a good 3-1 win at home to Shrewsbury, and that also gave us the draw against Man United, which was at the back end of August. Obviously, that was a massive boost for the club in many ways, wasn't it? In terms of what went on around the club, all the expectation, not necessarily of a result, but of a full house, a once in a lifetime, once in 72 years or whatever it was, experience of having Man United here. We were contacted by Sky Germany for some insight into the club and the players and what have you, which Uli Habel, if you remember, Steve, came on, didn't he, afterwards to talk us through how it all worked, which was nice.
Yeah, he did, yeah.
But yeah, prior to that, it was a big build up to that game, and what a night! I mean, Steve, you've got your T-shirt on commemorating it. There's a lot of T-shirts and mugs and goodness knows what.
I wore this T-shirt the next day out, and Cleethorpes went for a walk, and amount of comments because a lot of tourists about sort of saying, "I bet you enjoyed that game, mate." And, just a bit.
Yorkshire Man U fans. But coming into that night, what a buzz around BP.
Yeah, I can't remember it being that loud, or just the atmosphere for a game for a long time. Not even like the Spurs game or 20 years ago. You sort of forget, but the noise in that stadium that night was unbelievable.
Yeah, very concentrated, wasn't it?
I'm so pleased to get Man United.
Yeah, and Ross, were you pinching yourself at 2-0 up after half an hour?
No, I was pinching myself at 1-0.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
He was stumping himself at 2-0.
No, I think everyone in that main stand around me, and Jake, bless him, who's Kerry's little lad, he burst into tears. I don't know if it was 1-0 or 2-0 up, and he burst into tears, and I was like, I think everyone just around was looking at each other, and I think we were just in pure shock, because to go 1-0 up is like, okay, fair enough, we've settled the nerves a little bit, got a goal, which to start off with the first goal instead of Man United is a big triumph anyway. But then to go 2-0 up and then look like we're absolutely cruising, look like we're the Premier League team rather than their Premier League team, it was just just surreal, and I think all the fans just couldn't believe what I was watching.
I mean, that first goal was a sweeping move. I think 2 Man United players tackled each other on the halfway line.
Yeah,
Greeny robbed them of the ball, whipped it out to Burns, who put in a brilliant cross to. Oh no, it was pushed out to what's his name, Gardner, wasn't it? Who was started in that game. Bizarre. It felt bizarre at the time that he'd not really featured. KB was put to the bench, and Gardner got his. And he was on fire that night, and he ran onto the ball, knocked it out to Burns, who put in a great ball for Werner, who was totally unmarked at the far post, and had not much trouble beating old Poppadom hands at the near post, who incidentally played his last game that night, didn't he, for Man U? We ended him. But yeah, 1-0 that was, and then they'd been practicing set pieces and deep crosses at before the game, and interestingly, that was what undid them. One of our routine corners where I can't remember, it's Burns and or was it Sweeney and Vernham sort of take the corner, then he gives it back to Vernham, who knocks it in right into the danger area. You've got Rodgers, Warren, Onana, Man United centre half all going up for the ball, and Onana makes complete balls of it. Drops at the feet of Terrell Warren, who just taps it in, and you can see him looking around going, have I scored? Is that allowed?
Ex-Man U player.
And we were all doing the same, weren't we? Like you said, Ross, after the first goal, we're all looking around going, is this really happening? And
it's 2-0.
The scoreboard with Grimsby and Man U 2-0 on the board was unbelievable.
But it was absolutely, totally deserved, wasn't it? That night?
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We played so well.
You've only got to listen to the TV commentary, haven't you? The people like Alan Smith and that's saying Grimsby totally deserved this. You wouldn't know who the Premier League team if you just tuned in, all that sort of stuff. So yeah, absolutely fantastic. The weather was weird because it was like a warm night, but thundery, wasn't it? And there was that just added to the kind of dare I say it, the electric atmosphere.
Storm, wasn't it?
Yeah. At one point, the water was bouncing up to the point I'm thinking, Christ, I hope this game finishes.
Yeah.
Man United did come back in the second half with Mbuemo scoring his first goal for Man U, and the ever present Harry Maguire managing to do what he does a lot, score late on with his big slab head. Really disappointing to see him get in front of somebody at the far post, but that's what he does best, isn't it? He's a master at it. And straight to penalties, which is something we've not seen a lot. It's you used to extra time and what have you, but it was exciting, and even more exciting, it was at our end.
That's it. I was thinking at the time, if there was extra time, 30 minutes extra time, would we have survived? Probably not.
Yeah.
But straight to pens, so we've got a chance. I was just looking at the subs they brought on though.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Mount, Mbomo, delete, Xerxes. Jesus,
wow.
right.
And it wasn't a weakened side particularly, was it?
You've got I think Kobe Mainu started, who's obviously one of the young guns for Man United. Ahmad Diallo, he started, I think, as well.
He did.
Benjamin Sesko, they've just got in, Sesko, who
Cunha.
was awful all night, I thought. Cunha, There's loads of players they had, and I thought they should have buried us, to be honest. But to be honest, we should have been 3-0 and done and dusted.
Yeah.
Cameron Gardner's goal should have counted as well.
Yeah.
That he scored. So
He was played onside by Harry Maguire, playing at the ball and knocking it back to him. It wasn't an accidental bounce off him. Interestingly, if you thought that matches could be exhausting as the Wrexham game, the Notts County game, the playoffs in 2022, the final, if you thought any games could be as exhausting as that's taken out of you, were you ready for a penalty shootout with 23 penalties or more? 25 penalties, wasn't there? There's 23 scored and there was 2 missed. So, 3 missed, wasn't there? Because they missed 2. 12-11 on penalties, and Clark Adore, who certainly came famous for that game after because he'd signed a minute late, which cost us 20 grand, but never mind. Had missed his penalty, and Cunha, after the 5th penalty, could have put them through, and him made a save. And what a save!
yeah,
Was he trying to be too flash? Do you think?
Cunha.
Yeah.
I think he hit it well. I think Pim just managed to guess the right way and got a really, really good hand to it. But I think it helped us anyway having Onana in goal, because a lot of our penalties, if you watch them back, were either pretty much nearly at him, or he's got a hand to about 3 or 4 of them and just can't keep him out of the goal. I think if you got a better keeper in goal, we probably would have lost on the
I
penalty.
agree with that. Yeah.
The one he did get a hand on was a good save, wasn't it? The one from Adore.
Yeah. So if I don't care who won. So
Cunha misses to make it 4-4, or to remain at 4-4. I have to say, big hats off to Henry Brown, the penalty before, because had he not scored that, we'd have been out.
Yeah.
And
do that.
Proper character from him there, and I look forward to seeing him in a town shirt again soon.
Definitely.
Going on from there, you've got everybody sort of going again. You've got the keepers taking a pen. Big surprise that Sesko didn't take one until the 10th penalty. £70 million worth of striker. That was commented a lot on afterwards, wasn't it?
Yeah, he was new. Was that his debut? Yeah. So, but he should have stepped up a bit earlier than that. I would have thought, it's been a striker.
You don't want people out to stick their hand up when you're Ross.
you would have thought so. Yeah. You always want your top dogs on it, whoever it is, and it is what it is, isn't it? Yeah.
Unless it was already agreed beforehand.
Sometimes it is.
Yeah.
Whatever was agreed with their penalty takers, Amorim couldn't bring himself to look, and of course he was also famed that evening for his little game of tiddlywinks on his little board, wasn't he? Which was vehemently defended by Artel at the fans forum, I have to say. But I think he was just being a good professional manager and not slagging his mate off. But we crack on. I think Burns takes our last penalty to make it 12-11, and then you've got Mbuemo coming on to take his second one, and you just think, he's going to score this, and he does his Lopey run up like he did in the first one. Pim had gone and he dived, and he just chipped it into the other side, chipped it too high at the bar, and it was all over, and it was just bedlam, wasn't it? The whole place went.
Yeah. I think I remember that. I didn't realise that was it.
I remember that. I can remember you thinking it wasn't over. And
I said, what they all come on the pitch for? He said, we're beating them. I'm like, that was it. Absolutely doolally.
Absolutely crazy.
I actually get the last 5 penalties, I think. I won't even celebrate them. I was just like...
and that, again, it was, even though it wasn't as long as a game with extra time, blooming exhausted having all that kind of focus on every penalty.
I was shattered when I go. Yeah.
Watched it loads since, but I haven't watched it for a while until the other night. I put it back on again just to remember.
Yeah.
Just fantastic experience, and as I say, one that Bundle Park will remember forever.
Never forget.
Typical fashion. Next game is largely forgettable as we get the referee David Hare and his special hairdo. Wasn't particularly good, but neither were Town. and Bristol Rovers beat us 1-0, which was kind of what you'd expect from a game immediately after a home game, and a heroic home game to Man United. And the first game we'd lost all season, but pretty disappointing. And Bristol Rovers have been crap as well, haven't they, in the opening part of the season?
Yeah.
I think that was the game I also pointed out health and safety issue to the
Was it?
because they'd had one of the pegs sticking up on the flag at the side of the pitch that was supporting Boost Homes or Roost Homes or whatever it was.
Well done, safety officer.
Yeah. So yeah, disappointing, Ross.
I thought Bristol Rovers were shit.
Mm.
On that day, they were awful. We battered them.
Yeah.
Chances wise,
We battered them and
just
lost
couldn't
1-0.
find the net.
Yeah.
Yeah, just couldn't find the net. That was it. I don't think it was a loss of like, they've got 1-0, they've sat back, and we've not really done anything. But we know we just battered them. We just couldn't find the net, and that was basically the whole story of that game. But yeah, if 1-0 loss is what it is. I think everyone is still coming down for the Man United game as well, which is expected. So, but yeah, it wasn't like a really bad performance. So
For me, it was always the worry that the Man U game would suffer that kind of response. You didn't want it to happen, but you could kind of see it, couldn't you?
Yeah. It was a good goal, though, if I remember. A good finish.
Yeah, it was one of them, though, where anybody
the
shooting
box.
from outside the box was scoring, and that started to be a bit of a pattern, which we'll come back to over the next few games. But then we go away, September. So August's out the way, 3 wins, 2 draws, and 1 defeat. Scored 10, let in 6. Not to forget that 3 of those 6 were in one game against Harrogate. And it wasn't a bad start. But the next game was MK Dons away, who'd made a not as good a start as they'd have liked, but they're always a team that people were thinking were going to be right up there with the players that they've got. And we race into a 3-0 half-time lead, which is absolutely unbelievable. We were supposed to go, Steve, weren't we?
Yeah.
And I ended up with
You're supposed
shingles.
to That's right, yeah.
Ended up with shingles, so we didn't go. Watching it on TV, of course. And Vernon opened his mega goal account with a worldie. I think he made the next one for Cabia, and Greeny had one as well. So massive boost. They had a player sent off as well for an assault off. I forget on who. Was it on Cabia?
Yeah, but we were 3-0 up then.
Yeah.
Was we? 3-0?
And we were better before that, and then we let a couple of goals in. One on the stroke of half time, was it? No, was it just after half time when McEachran scored an own goal and the ball hit him in the throat? And they scored one more and were pushing at the end. But Town were full value for their 3-2 win at the end, I thought.
That's right. I thought we were absolutely. I still think that's the best first half I've seen. Maybe apart from the Man United game, that we performed all season. We were excellent. They were awful at MK Dons, but I thought we ripped them to pieces in that first half.
It's sometimes hard to know how much which is the most dominant feature, isn't it? Whether it's somebody's playing so well or a team are playing so shit, because some of the times a team plays crap because a team's just taking it to them and absolutely slaughtered them.
I remember thinking, I wish I was there. I didn't think.
Just to make me feel guilty, yeah. Cheers. You had the chance.
Yeah.
I said I'd go, but you sought medical advice and said no.
Yeah, we did, yeah.
I'm pleased I didn't, though, because I felt dreadful. Ross, did you catch it on TV, that one?
I did, yeah. Yeah, I watched it. Couldn't believe my eyes, to be fair, at half time. Against one of probably the favourites to win the league.
Yeah.
Just showed that we were just in shit hot form start of the season, apart from that Bristol Rovers game.
And then,
other than that, I thought we did really well.
And then Cambridge at home, where they went 1-0 up and were looking at a solid side rather than a spectacular side. But we managed to get a late equaliser through Amalazor. That was his first goal for us. And he although he played a bit part, he'd not done anything too spectacular, but he popped up in the League Cup against Shrewsbury after it's been set up by Churi. But this was his first league goal, and started to show a little bit what he was capable of in terms of being effective. And it was a good result, a draw at the end in that one, I think, because we were pushing quite hard, and it looked like it was going to be one of them days we just weren't going to get over the line.
They should have gone down to 10 men anyway, Cambridge. If you can remember, James Gibbons took down Cabia and then elbowed him on the floor.
Right, I can't remember that.
Put his arm into him. You have to go back and have a look.
Yeah.
Was that the dugout?
Uh,
Was that on that side? Was it? I can't, yeah, I seem
yeah,
to remember.
25 yard, like 25 box area.
Yeah.
18-yard line, something like that. But
And James
yeah,
Gibbons
you
signed
can
for Notts
physically
County
see it.
today.
The other day, yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Because I put it on TikTok and went aim shit about it, so they should have been red carded because we could clearly see he's gone down and just put an elbow in. Cambridge fans, giving you.
So 1-1 draw at home
stick.
against another
Yeah, I remember that.
team that you expect should be a front row. They didn't get off to a great start. It started to come good. And then we hit the ground with a bit of a bump away at Barnet, which is probably a game that was least said, best mended. We went down 3-0 and really looked blooming awful, didn't we? It was a bit like the Swindon game away the season before for me. We just looked like we were never going to be in it.
Terrible game.
I think, if I remember rightly, that coincided with our mental health episode quite appropriately. But yeah, really disappointing, that one.
Definitely, I watched it. It was from the off, right from the get-go. I thought,
Just tell
we're crap here. and to be fair, they played well, Barnet, but I thought we're not getting anything out of this game.
Yeah,
you could just tell from the start.
And then, as the season has progressed, we end September with a game against Cheltenham at home. Cheltenham went 1-0 up from Ross's favourite, Isaac Hutchinson, sort of fairly early on, half an hour or so, I think. And then Walker, Jamie Walker, manages to score. I think it started in 1 or 2 games around that time. But scored 2 worldies in 2 minutes to put us 2-1 up just for half time, and then we ran right for the second half to win 7-1. What a game to miss, Steve. That's the first thing to say.
Yeah, I was in Sorrento.
At least you were in a good. The backdrop was nice, and you thought, well, you can balance it out. It's not like you've been dragged shopping instead or something, is it?
Oh no, I was out of the beer in my hand, and I was sat a quick walk, and I thought, oh, 1-0 down, and then that's when I first saw it, and then after that, I was with my friends, and I was going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What?
And then you had to getting worried you were going to have to take your shoes and socks off.
I didn't realise we didn't score till the 39th minute.
No, that was it. That was the first of his 2 worldies that put us 2-1 up at half time. Ross, were you rubbing your eyes after them 2 goals, thinking, "Wow, what one like that is great to see at home"? What about 2 in that short space of time?
I think it's Jamie Walker's first one, wasn't it? That's the rocket.
Yeah.
Not the curly one, the other one.
Yeah, the rocket.
I was literally sat behind that, and you could just see it was just flying straight to the top corner.
It's one of them where you know it's going in as soon as it leaves his foot. You were right behind it. I was right behind it. As it was coming towards me. Yeah, it was sort of in a straight line between you and me, wasn't it?
Fantastic.
And then the other one we sort of picked up at the edge of the box and just like curled it in the outside of his foot.
I thought that was goal of the season, but he's got the other one for that one, hasn't he?
Yeah, I think they were the 2 that were in contention with each other, actually, for goal of the season.
Yeah, not a lot in it, is there?
No. But, so after 10 games, we're 5 wins, 3 draws, 2 defeats, 21 scored, 13 conceded. Pretty decent start to the season. And a number of different players scoring was really good as well. So in that game, you got Walker got 2, Sweeney, Cabia, Vernham, and Corey. Sweeney got 2 actually, as well. And then that's the end of the month, at September, and we're into October. And you're also then also looking at the League Cup in that month as well. And I think immediately after the Man United game, we'd also found out that the next round was away at Sheffield Wednesday, who were struggling. So on one hand, you've got a nice away day to a big ground, quite close. Yeah. On the other hand, you're thinking, we could progress because they, with a lack of players, they're playing largely young kids outside the league, just to sort of try and focus the resources. So I had all the hallmarks of a good night out, and Town took 6,000 in a 9,000 crowd, which was bizarre because of the boycott that the Sheffield Wednesday fans had on over the owner. And that was a good night, wasn't it? Really good packed away end. Lots of noise and a great win.
It was a great night, yeah. I thought we played really well. I thought Warren that night was outstanding.
Like a Terminator, wasn't he? He was just
He was the best I've like proper. You say about a Rolls Royce defender. He was unbelievable, and a saving tackle. I think from
that memory for me was that guy. All he had to do was tap it in, and Warren appeared from behind him and just flew in the way of it, didn't he?
Yeah, I don't know if it was Jamal Lowe, was it? Yeah,
I think it was. Yeah, Ross, we were low down right behind the goal. You were high up. How did you see the game?
High up. Yeah,
it was higher than us.
About 4 or 5 rows from the top, I think. It was a great atmosphere in a way from our end. I like the ground. Never been before. That's the first time I've been. But it's a really nice ground. I thought Warren, Carabao Cup man of the match. I think.
Yeah.
Every game we had, he just seemed to show up.
Yeah.
Man United game included. So no, it was a decent atmosphere, a decent result. You had an inkling, like you say, that we were going to go there and win because of the way they were at the minute. But yeah, and to be fair, I was more than happy than anything, rather than just the actual result that we actually had in the away day.
Yeah. Well,
of
what ended up being 8 cup matches, we had 7 of them at home. That was the only one.
Unbelievable, isn't it? That?
Every draw, you were fuming, weren't you?
We felt for Rossi every time we got a home draw.
Those poor old farts, just give us a home draw, we'd be fine. And then
we've been Chef Wednesday before in the 80s, haven't we, Joe?
Oh yeah, and since. Yeah. Next game was away at Salford into October, and Town scored, I think, after about 50 seconds. Evan Corey, cross from Vernham, and then Vernham scored the second just before half time for a 2-0 win away at Salford. So that's 2 seasons in a row we'd beaten Salford at their place. Unfortunately, not foreshadowing later in the season beyond the other league game at home, but a good win nonetheless. And with only 2 defeats on the board, that really was kind of a bit of a statement win, wasn't it?
Yeah, with the amount of money they've spent in the transfer window as well. We all know that Salford's got money. We all know that they've usually got really good players, and they will usually be up at the top of the league somewhere, top 7 at least. So again, another result against them at their place. We seem to have that number at their place, other than the playoffs. But like I said, when it comes to the playoffs, you can't take form into consideration, because playoffs is completely different. So it was a great win for our season to carry on.
And we start to seem to get the start of a bumpy ride then with Colchester at home. I think we went. I seem to remember we went 1-0 up with Greeny getting that near post header that we've seen many a time this season. Only for us to lose 2-1 for the second season in a row to Colchester. I think we lost 1-0 to them the previous season, and that really was the start of a period where we were win 1, lose 1, draw 1, lose 1, draw 1, lose 1 mid-season. And Colchester, it just felt like, it's another team that we struggle with at home, although bizarrely we seem to do all right away. The Cowleys like playing at Bundle
well,
Park.
didn't we?
Yeah.
Before that, we lost to Donny 3-0 at home.
What? Season before?
No, this season. In between the Salford game and the Colchester game.
We're not covering that competition. The Virtue.
3-0. No, it was a league game.
We didn't play Doncaster. We didn't play Doncaster this season.
Sorry.
They'd gone up.
It's on their website, on the town website.
Must have been the Virtue game.
Oh, they must have put it wrong. Yeah. It was a Virtue game. It says League 2 on it, but scrap that then.
Yeah, definitely not. VTG. Yeah,
1,000.
Yeah, we'll not cover that. It's a load of crap. No, tried to put me off, but no, not to worry. Then we're at home against Gillingham. That was a game I missed. I think I was visiting Bill Trevor in Manchester. A game where, again, in fact, we didn't cover off in the Cheltenham game, last game in September, that they had 2 men sent off. And I think for the second time in about 3 weeks, we'd had 2 sent off for the away team. But this time we were struggling to break them down. I wasn't there. It was a bit of a huff and puff sort of game, wasn't it, Ross?
Yeah. But with the form going as it was anyway, it's always going to be huff and puff. The way it seemed to be going that way, it can, especially going in for you had October to December, that whole period where it just kind of December usually is for everyone, and that Club Warsaw for December as well. They're the same. They always drop off. It seems to be that area between a lot of teams where either your players drop off or your form just seems to for some reason just dwindle. So it was a very off and puff match, and it just I don't know if it was.
We managed to get the win. KB managed to win the penalty. Let's say it was a bit of a soft one as they go. But Town scored the pen, and the other controversial moment, I think, the one sending off that wasn't was I think McEachran gets elbowed in the throat or something just before half time. That went unpunished. And I think they had one of the red cards rescinded as well later on, if I remember rightly. But we then go away to Crewe, get off to a half-decent start with Jamie Walker getting on the score sheet. But Tezgel, on loan to Crewe, manages to score a hat-trick on the day, an assist. And this is a period where Cam McJanet had a couple of dodgy games. I think the second or the third was a back pass to Tezgel. Basically played him in, and that seemed to upset us, and we managed to lose that 1-3-2 late on. So it was disappointing, but we'd lost to them the season before, so there's probably no worse than the season before. But then we went away to Barrow the following week with 2-0 up and managed to draw 2-2, and that was when the PIM questions were getting asked quite strongly. He'd let one in. He's basically letting through his hands at the near post, and the second one, it just looked like he didn't know where it had gone, and looked like he could have easily got it. He'd not looked too bad up to that point, Steve, but we were starting to notice that does he actually make any saves? Because particularly shots from outside the box seem to be regularly flying in, didn't they?
So I kept on saying to you, I said, I can't remember him actually making a save, like a proper, tip over the bar or whatever. Just any sort of save, because everything went in. Or he missed it, or it went under him, or he fumbled it. And I started thinking then, he's not, is he the real deal? Like, because he would have been okay up to then.
Yeah. And
it started
to go a bit wrong. And like I say, Cam McJanet was having a bit of a rough spell. And in the following game at home to Chesterfield, it all came undone when Vernon played the ball back to Pim, sold him short. To McJanet, sold him short. He got into a tackle with Pim. The ball ran to the striker. Pim then took a swipe at it, missed, hit the bloke, got sent off. And was it a penalty or a free kick? Can't remember. Was it a pen?
Was it a free kick?
It's a free kick. It was just outside.
But they scored not long after, didn't they? And it was always going to be an uphill battle then with the Chesterfield side. 1-0, and then that's sort of 2 defeats in 3, and that's the first time in the season that we've had sort of defeats that close together, and the season starts to become a bit of a trouble then. And we then go away to Swindon, having gone down twice. We come back to draw, which feels like a half-decent result given Swindon the season before. We got absolutely hammered, didn't we? 3-0 or 3-1, if I remember rightly. And then we get Tranmere at home, which is a first Thursday night TV game at home. And Burns manages to get on the score sheet. But we lose to a last-minute goal from our old mate Dennis, who put the waterworks on at the end just to piss us all off. But Pim came in for plenty of clog that night as well, because the first goal was one of them outside the box, and he just didn't seem to get near it. I thought it was a bit harsh at the time, people criticising that, but it had become a bit pattern forming, I thought, at that point.
I don't think you're stopping Charlie Whittaker's shot, to be honest. I think it's gone for about 2 or 3 players just to get to Pim anyway, so I think it's harsh.
That's the harshest of them, but it certainly brought it into focus, didn't it? The fact that we was having a bit of a struggle.
But Pim was definitely going downhill, I think.
Yeah. We then. Sorry, go on.
Yeah. No, I was just going to say it was then, just a game before, when started noticing the teams beating us were scoring 2 goals, 2 shots on target.
Yes.
Scoring 2 goals. or whatever.
Right, yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
thinking,
or 1-1, yeah.
so there's no saves there.
Yeah.
And,
And then we're into sort of Shrewsbury away. Again, looks like the way Shrewsbury are playing, it looks like a shoe-in for 3 points.
Shrew-in.
We play all right up to a point. Vernon gets a pen and converts it. And then we really switch off at the back during a defensive throw-in. And they score with probably their only chance of the game. Again, which is really, really disappointing, given that we've had some defeats. We then go on to lose at home to Notts County 2-0 as well. And then that's when we get Jackson Smith in on emergency loan because Pim allegedly has done his groin. And that's
Allegedly.
Yeah, that's where he comes in. It's a 2-0 defeat, and again another disappointing performance from Town, and it's three defeats from 4, and only 1 point from the previous 12. Again, another televised game on a Saturday. What were you thinking at that point? Were you thinking you can forget playoffs at this point, Ross?
Too hard to call, isn't it? It's very early.
It's too early
to
to
know.
call,
Yeah, way too early to know what's going to happen. I think it got to about March, maybe, that I was like, okay, we'll be right for playoffs because there's so many ups and downs throughout the season anyway.
But at that point, it was looking like we were going to have to put on a really, really good run, wasn't it?
Yeah.
To get back into it.
It just seems to be where Janet was fucking up. You had Pim messing up. You had a few other the back line weren't playing very well. And it just came to, if it wasn't one player, it was then a few at a time. And I don't know what happened. Just had a knock-on effect with the fixtures, and then we kind of come out of it in the end.
We've got the 2 Christmas games at home to Oldham and Shrewsbury then. We don't let any goals in, importantly. We only score 1 against Shrewsbury, which David Artell refers to as the probably the most important goal of the season. He sees that as a goal that got us back up and running. But importantly, we go on a run of not letting a goal in for about 5 or 6 games, all coinciding with Jacko coming back in on emergency loan and subsequently signing on loan till the end of the season from Barnsley. We then beat Fleetwood away, Barnet at home, Cheltenham away 2-0, Colchester away 1-0, and we don't let a goal in until the end of January, where we draw at home to MK Dons 2-2 and win sort of 5 out of 6. So that was like the comeback month, wasn't it? Really, where we after the Bromley disappointment, January really got us back on track.
Definitely. I think it was when Notts County game. I remember you saying that's it. Playoffs, we can forget them. I was the same as well.
Yeah, if we carry on like that, definitely.
Because we started looking down towards the bottom of the league instead of the top at that point.
Yeah.
And it's so disappointing. But then the Shrewsbury game was the game where it all turned.
It was really, and we played Shrewsbury twice in that month. All right, we just scraped past them, but Amalazor was an indication of him coming on and making a difference, wasn't he? And the goals are still being shared around, and but in the month, KB got firing again with his winner at Fleetwood, which is another one off of Burns. Sweeney got one against Barnet. Green and KB against Cheltenham away. Greeny, another thunderbolt, by the way. It was absolute, still rising when it hit the top corner. Rogers against Colchester, lovely side foot thumping finish. And then KB got 2 against the MK Dons after our old mate Aaron Collins had been shot in the first half when he thought he was fouled and remembered about 30 seconds later when he finally remembered to dive. Interestingly, we got some good content out of that with a YouTube short that went semi-viral with about 30,000 views.
Oh, fantastic that was.
Which was interesting. So yeah, that was recovery month, and then it was really about getting into February March time. By which time we'd been playing in the FA Cup as well. A couple of early round non-league teams in January in Wealdstone and Ebbsfleet who we kind of brushed aside pretty straightforward, didn't we? Ebbsfleet took the lead in their game, but we came back and won that 3-1. We stuffed Wellston 4-0, and that was fairly routine, having lost to them the year before. And then in the third round, oh, it was played Western Supermare in the third round, and it was a greenie, one of them near post headers again, wasn't it? And then it was Newport away, 0-0, tale of two missed penalties, or saved penalties, whichever way you want to look at it. Jacko saved for us, and it was Charles Vernon tried to place it. It's the first time I can remember was having this problem of dilly-dallying around placing it and missing. Disappointing that. Could have won that game and had a couple of extra points. Ross?
Yeah, I can't stand people that when they do penalties they're just trying to be cute, just hit it. Yeah, it's like just run up to it. I don't get it. Was it Jordan Wright saved it, didn't he?
It was, yeah.
Jordan Wright saved it,
yeah. He was always good at penalty stopping, and that was about it for us, I think.
Yeah, and yeah, he probably had a fair idea of who would do what as well. Big lad, isn't he? He was 6'5".
Something like that. I mean, everyone looks 6'5" to me. But...
Gets down well. There is that. What's the difference between tall and really tall? Not much. It was on to Accrington at home then, and Town 1-0. Terrell Sellers-Fleming scoring his only goal in it's probably what is his best and probably only game other than a few cameos. And then after that, he was pretty much out through injury. But there was a decent goal that Steve that night picked it up and then just thought I'm having a go at this and
it was a good finish outside the box, 25 yards out, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. He didn't really do a lot for us, did he, Tom? But he
not really showed flashes of promise. But
yeah,
after his injury, he was never back in it, and he went back to Hull, didn't he? I think at the end of the season. And then that was the sort of start of the pitch being a bit sticky that Accrington night, and we had the FA Cup game against Wolves, which Wolves obviously won 1-0 through Bueno, where we got a lot of coverage in the papers for our ploughed field. And a few days later, we played Walsall at home in a rearranged match. And I couldn't believe the pitch, Steve, that night. That was unbelievable that it was the same pitch just a few days later.
Yeah, it was in the penalty areas. I think they put some new grass in, but it was like a different pitch altogether. It was just ridiculous how good it was.
Yeah, compared to 3 games in 8 days. And actually, when you look at how it finished the season, once the sun came out and it dried up a bit for the last 2-3 months of the season, actually looked pretty good for an end of season pitch, didn't it? The finish.
Yeah.
So fair play to the ground staff. Obviously, who was moving on in the summer as well, isn't he? I got some intel from the ground the other day that he's staying until the pitch is sorted for the new season, and then he's off.
Right.
And it's coming along nicely. I had a quick look the other day. Although
tractor cam,
most of the grass that was on there was grass that they hadn't managed to get out. Some of the new grass is still coming. So interesting to see what that looks like and what effect it's had this year. But it's still until we do the full proper relay and that's going to be the same in the winter. If we go into the winter wet, we're going to struggle because it just doesn't dry. And then we with the 2-2 draw at Walsall that night. Cookie opened his account, got sniped by the keeper who got sent off for another one of the many sendings. I think it was something like 10 sendings off against Town this year. Two lots of 2, which we've already spoke about. Keeper deserved to go that night though, Steve. We were right close, weren't we? And it was pretty clear cut.
Yeah, I've never seen so many sending offs at Town this season. Against us, we had Pym sent off, didn't we? I can't remember any others.
Green got sent off away at Colchester, didn't he?
Yeah, but at home, I've seen loads of players sent off. But yeah, that was a definite red card.
Famously, you didn't see Luke Waterfall get sent off when he did you?
No. Well, that was ridiculous. That was because a chair went. He gone off, and I'm looking at my phone for 10 minutes later. He said, "Waterfall's been sent off."
Is he Jeff?
You always remind me of that one.
Yeah, always. It was 2-2 that night. Probably should have won. Let them back into it after Cookie had got a a couple of goals, and then obviously we'd gone out the cup. Pretty good run in both. To have gone to the fourth round in both cups was an unbelievable task. I think we've already said it. 7 out of 8 home games left Rossi disappointed, but it was back to league action then. Really time to sort of get ourselves knuckled down. But we hit a rock after that with being down on Bristol Rovers. Cookie scored again, but Town went down 3-1 in a largely forgettable performance. And it's disappointing them little performances being in us, isn't it, where we just don't like we turned up. Ross, if we're gonna get automatics, we need to get rid of a few of them, don't we?
Definitely.
Yeah, Bristol Rovers twice in the season. Harrogate at the start of the season, Harrogate at the end of the season. Yeah. Barrow, there's been quite a few. Barnet, obviously.
Barnet away was horrible, wasn't it?
Mm.
Yeah, it's I don't know. It's just one of them where you need to, especially with them kind of teams, just need to snuff them out, and those you should be winning. It's the other ones that are like usually in the middle of the pack or pushing for playoffs is where you need to be, pushing and trying to beat them more than the ones at the bottom. But
and it's taking the chances as well, isn't it? That's crucial. And we haven't been bad for scoring, but there's times when we could have, would have, should have won games, and then it was away to not. So I mean, this is one of our favourite away games, which we're going to miss next season. Really enjoyed it. It was a good game. We could quite easily have lost it, given all the chances, Ross, as you've pointed out. Managed to meet up with one of your TikTok muckers as well, didn't you?
I did. Sean, come from Ireland. Come to watch Notts versus Grimsby, and he's a Notts fan, obviously not a Grimsby fan, but it was really nice to see him. Not really met him before. Obviously, we spoke quite a lot beforehand, and I think he enjoyed the day even though they lost. But it's weird how you can get in touch with people that you never even met, and you have a common interest, which is football anyway. Regardless if you support the same team or not, and then you just meet up out of the blue, and you get on really well. So
and a fantastic 2,000 following went over to Meadow Lane. As I say, you see, pretty end-to-end game. There's lots of chances, but the main one was 85 minutes. Was Charles Vernham scored for the Mariners. Stuck the ball in the net again from outside the box after 85 minutes. Some goal that, Stephen. A great time to celebrate when you know there's only a few minutes left.
Oh, it was a cracking goal. We had great seats, didn't we? Right in the middle of right behind it. We saw the goal go in, and then giving it some to the county fans.
And of course, they had Leon Love sent off as well, which there was a bit of dispute about on the day. I mean, I thought that was pretty clear cut. Once I turned to you straight away and said, "That's a red."
You got some good footage of it, didn't you?
Yeah, I've got a great bit of footage, and
you said straight away red, and then I said yellow. I remember I said, "Oh, that's definitely yellow."
It's where we you were in the red camp, weren't you, Ross, if I remember rightly.
I was in the red camp, and I got a load of stick for it.
Yeah, I can understand.
Not Sky fans weren't agreeing.
I can understand people in the Pavis stand, the other side, who were behind it, because you can't see or directly in line with Rodgers, where you can't really see how he's caught him, but the sort of diagonal angle behind the dugouts and that was pretty clear cut. He caught him right above the knee, and if he'd have been firmly planted, he'd have been probably out forever.
I can remember the fans on that side, and the county fans. None of them were reacted like he shouldn't have been sent off. They all just probably thought, "Shit, that's a red card," and off he went. Nobody was surprised. So it's
And it was one of the away games this year where all 3 fish turned up on the road to do that. Some good footage of us outside Meadow Lane with Sean and all the gang up there. There was who else was there? Sorry,
the gang. Can't remember them.
I never used to be this bad, but
Levi, Liv, my missus.
Yeah.
Jake.
Jake's mum. Jake's mum's name is just totally.
No, Kerry never went in there.
Didn't she go? Oh, no, she did. That's why I can't remember her in there.
Yeah, Kerry didn't go, so you didn't miss her off.
Sorry, Kerry. The name's just terrible when you're trying to reel them off.
Yeah, we'll miss the old Notts County next year. So
it's a good away day, and they seem to like playing us as well a little bit, don't they? I know they've had a good record at our place, but I think as an away day they seem to like it. Notts always seem to say that, and that's one of the downsides of them going up, I think, for them.
Yeah,
We need to get to where we need to get up next season, so we can keep on.
Yeah,
coattails of everybody who's gone up,
been moving
county.
through the leagues. Yeah.
Hello, Adam Summerton here from TNT Sports. A big hello to everyone at Three Fish on the shirt. Glad to hear you're still going strong, fellas, and look at this. The shirt that the club sent me over the summer had to be the best kit that in League Two this season, the Bonetti kit, as I like to call it. Always keep an eye on Grimsby's results after those amazing games that we were so fortunate to cover in the National League days. The greatest playoff run ever, the 5-4, of course, against Wrexham as well. Always look out for Grimsby's results. So keep going strong with the podcast, guys.
And we then get into sort of March and Salford at home, which if we could have replicated this result in the playoffs, we'd have been laughing. Town put Salford to the sword 3-1 on a Tuesday night. I think it was another one that had been rearranged a couple of times because of weather and cup games and Christ knows what. And Town were sort of, after a fairly sort of boring, I think I remember the boring first 20 minutes. We were trying, but we weren't really doing anything. And then we scored 3 in 9 minutes to go 3-0 up. That was the night we sponsored the Grassroots Initiative, the team, and Rossi and I went over to the dugouts to kind of have a photo taken and press the flesh, as it were. Got to meet Doug and Jason and Terrell Warren, and there's one other on the bench. Who else was on the bench, Ross? Your end of the bench?
You say Doug
no, telling me.
Yeah, Doug, Jason.
Not Gilson, was it? He was on loan, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Or did he come back by then?
Yeah, well, it wasn't him. There's photographic
Johnson.
evidence. So.
No,
It was one of the
I
four injured players, wasn't it? But,
yeah. Gardner was there, wasn't
yes, it was. It was Cam Gardner. Yeah, that's right.
he? Yeah.
Chris Packett.
Yeah, he was off straight after. Yeah, like the salt and vinegar went past. So it's a great win, and we're starting to get a good set of form going again. It's really quite positive. But then come Bromley, who've been a bit of a bogey side, certainly last couple of seasons. In that we beat them at home last year. We beat them away, didn't we? We draw at home last year. No, we beat them 1-0, didn't we? They've been a bogey side the season before. I think that's what I'm thinking of. And they've beaten us 2-0 earlier in the season in what was a solid Bromley performance, let's say. Hardly pleasing to watch, but effective in many ways. What did you make of that game, Rossi?
Yeah.
No rush.
Sorry, my screen just went off on me. No, it's it's one of them where Bromley have a lot of tall players, they're very physical side. All they do really is hump it long to Cheek or Kabamba or whoever they've got up top. Yeah. They've got a decent player in Mitch Pinnock who can whip the ball in or do a bit of play. Jude Arthur's in the middle as well. Sean Mee at the back.
We liked Sumley. He was in our team of the season, wasn't
he? Yeah, so they've got some decent players. It doesn't surprise me.
Carl Jenkinson playing for them that day. He played ex-Arsenal.
Yeah.
So
he didn't really play that. He didn't play that many games. He'd been injured quite a lot the time he was at Bromley.
But that Pinnock he gets some crosses in for some ridiculous
I liked him.
angles.
I liked him.
Yeah,
again, we talked about him at length, didn't we? And I think it was considering their budget, I was quite pleased they won the league at the finish because they nearly threw it away, didn't they?
Yeah. Oh, the other wobble, didn't they? But I can remember the referee being crap that game. Stockbridge.
Yeah. I think
he was awful.
Awful. And we met up with Larry from Hayes Lane, and we did a bit of a preview on that game, and I think I was pleased for him as well because he was an all-round good egg, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's a good lad, Larry. He's probably still celebrating now, to be fair.
Yeah, it probably is.
Don't blame him.
He was on it afterwards, and he's a long time after he was still celebrating. So, no, I'm really happy for him. And
wonder if he's levelled it up with he's broke his other ankle or ligaments. Or
probably. Yeah. Or bruised it. Was it in the end?
I mean, it's ridiculous. Isn't it? They're playing Leicester City next season.
Yeah.
Premier League champions.
It's mad, isn't it?
9-10 years.
Go above that, Lincoln West Ham.
Yeah.
In the Championship. And then we go away to Oldham, leave the back door open once, and let them in for a goal, and that was a good away day, spoilt the match as well, wasn't it, Ross?
Yeah.
Decent following, good atmosphere.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not a very memorable game then.
It was all right, but I don't know. We just missed something again.
And then
it's another one of them performances, isn't it? Where we just don't.
Yeah.
we started.
Just tone it. We've had about 4 of them last season. I can think of 3 or 4 of them. We just don't turn up
And
for whatever reason.
I think at that point, didn't we start to drop off down in the league table to about 13th as well? 12th, 13th. And you've got the likes of Oldham and Barnet flying and kind of overtaking us and dropping behind us week on week. And it was looking like there would be too many contenders to make it a comfortable run to the playoffs. So the pressure was really on. And then after that, we only lost 2 more of the last 10, I think it was. The first of those, we beat Fleetwood with the goal in the 95th minute, which the linesman gave. That was about 2-0 over the line. That was a big relief. That was probably a big kickstart to that run in. Did you think we're only going to be sharing a point that night, Steve?
Yeah, definitely. Was it Cabia?
Yeah.
90 plus 6, yeah. So, no, that was another late goal. We should do that. Look at how many late goals we scored this season.
And from our point of view, we couldn't tell whether it was over the line, clearly, because it was the other end of the pitch and we're low down at the pontoon end. But
it was over.
Rossi, you could tell it was over because of the linesman.
Yeah, well, I looked at Lino straight away. From the angle from us, it's one of them. It's either half in or half out. You can't really tell. But I looked at Lino straight away. And he didn't hesitate whatsoever, straight up. And he was in a good position to go the goal. So fair play to him.
A great position, yeah. And that was a good 3 points. And we followed it up on the Saturday with a nice welcoming return for Danny Rose, who you don't see many ex-players coming back with another team to get such a warm response. Well deserved as well, I might add. But it's very rare to see that level of love for an opposing player, would you say?
Yeah, I mean, he walked over towards when he was coming off, and yeah, everyone stood up, and I think they just, because of what he's done for us, captain as well, and got the important goals when we've needed him. I do think it is the right decision that he did go, just because the Cookie obviously come in, he was going to be the starting striker. If it wasn't going to be him, realistically, it probably would have been Cabia. If it wasn't going to be him, then probably would have put Zeus or Bell, someone like that. I think if Rose just didn't fit in anymore. Obviously, he's gone Barrow now, and they've not done too great. But
I thought the club were very fair to him, though, because they explained it all to him and said, look, if you can go get something elsewhere, knock your socks off.
Yeah, and he has, and hopefully he can do some good with them in the National League. I'm not too keen on their home kit, though.
On their what?
Their home kit, have you seen it?
No, what's it like?
No.
Black and white.
Is it? That's not their traditional colours, they're white and blue, aren't
The 125th anniversary.
they? Must be.
So they've gone back in time, and they were like it was literally, yeah, it literally looks
25 years, have we gone?
Yeah, it literally looks like Notts County's kit. Like it's so similar to Notts County's
Which
kit.
I don't like anyway.
If it's not black, it's a very, very, very dark navy.
Be interesting to see. I'm looking it up now. Oh yeah, Danny. It looks a bit Juve, doesn't it?
It might be wrong, but it does look black to me.
Yeah, no, it does. That does look black.
Well, there you go. Maybe I think black and white gets you promoted.
Yeah, be amongst the first to get your hands on our strip, the first ever kit done by the Bluebirds in 1901. There you go.
Right.
What Danny Rose says, if you don't play in black and white, I'm leaving.
It's literally spit image of Notts, and I thought, that's just weird. No, I don't think a lot of people like it, but
at least we ain't got to play him anyway. So. But yeah, Danny Rose, you were a big fan of his, Steve, weren't you? It was nice to see, wasn't it? And I'm pleased he didn't score.
Oh, it was a great reception for him, and took him off 67th minute, I think.
Yeah,
and fantastic performance for Town, and he was great captain.
Yeah,
I was sorry to see him going away.
Yeah,
but it worked out for everybody in a way.
But
just 1 minute.
2 goals from Greenier, 2 goals from Cabia, and
just got to go 1 minute. Sorry,
one for Cookie got us to 5-0, which was a nice position to be in after them 2 games. And then all we need to do then is carry that through Easter, keep going, and we'll be fine. And then Harrogate comes up, and the old West Yorkshire hoodoo strikes as we missed a penalty just for half time to go 2-2 after being 2-1 down. Cookie, you'd imagine him after the Newport game learning the lesson of Charles Venner and giving it a good welly and down the middle or something, really just stuffing it down the keeper's throat. He places it, misses, and it was just like, oh God. Where was your head at after that with penalties, Ross?
Just, it seemed to be our kryptonite this season, really, in penalties. We either score them or we don't, or we concede them, and I don't know, it's just, we were really weird, and we didn't really have a penalty taker. It got changed all the time. So you get used to someone, and someone else will be taking it now, and they'll miss it, and then someone else will take it now. It's like, I can see why people do it, and I can see why managers do it, because then it throws them off, the other team off, when you do get a penalty. But I think for purposes of trying to score a goal, really, it needs to be a one taker and decent one who can know where the net is. But it is what it is that he missed, and we went on to. And
it was a horrible performance. It was a horrible performance. We went on to concede again in the second half, 3-1, and it just looked like either we were trying too hard or we weren't really at the races. But the Harrogate hoodoo strikes again. The good news is they've gone down, so we won't have to play them again next season.
Thank God for that.
So well done Harrogate for helping us out. And then that was one of the defeats that we talked about earlier. But then we went on to Crawley on Easter Monday, and I'd have probably fancied us probably more to win the home one and lose the away one. But we beat Crawley quite comfortably 2-0. Cabia and Rogers scoring for Town. Cabia scored a great goal released by Cookie and ran into the box and scored. And then Rogers got a ball that had been cleared out of the box and just rifled it back in, past the defender on the line, into the roof of the net for 2-0, and that was pretty comfortable. They had a player sent off, didn't they, under stupid circumstances.
Yeah, that Williams sent off for kicking the ball that.
Bulleted the ball at the door, didn't he? It was a door.
He didn't react, Amalazor, but sent him off. But then he got rescinded, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. Amalazor didn't respond because it was a door.
Oh yeah.
When is a door not a door? When it's Amalazor.
Yeah. But he got rescinded anyway, so
it did.
Ridiculously.
I can't understand why. That's ridiculous.
No, I don't. The referee gave the red, so it should stick. It's ridiculous.
You'd have thought so, wouldn't you?
What's football coming to?
Next home game, we want to keep the momentum going against Crewe. Never comfortable against Crewe, because I never know how we're going to play. They either turn up and give us a bit of a lesson, or we can play against them ourselves. In the last couple of years, we've not been fantastic against them at home. But we're cruising at 3-0 with 5 minutes to go. Ended up 3-2. Bit of a bizarre game at the finish, that one. Steve, it looked like it was in the bag, and actually, even though it finished 3-2, it was never really in doubt. The last goal was so late, wasn't it? That was never really a
that game, like, it was 3-0 up cruising, and then like 2 goals back. Just shows you how important the third goal was. Because if we drew that game, it would have been ridiculous. Because we were so all over them.
And it set us up nicely for the visit to Chesterfield, which again was another twice rearranged game, I think. And Town again looked to struggle a bit, but got out of a bit of a hole at 2-0 down to come back to 2-1 when KB scored just before half time. And we tried to battle in the second half, but never really looked like doing much until Amalazor came on, won us a penalty in beating the defender, which we'd not even tried to do up to that point. And we think, penalty, great. And then you kind of go, Ross, you were watching on TV this one, weren't you? And penalty, yay! Oh shit, it's a penalty. No, again, I don't know, it's a good thing or a bad thing. And again, it turned out to be a bad thing. How did you view the pen, and what was going through your mind when we got the pen for starters?
Well, Amalazor, come on, like we said, does the job. There's more Burns offers, and it was the penalty. And then, like I say, it's one of them where you're happy you got a penalty, but then you realise we've missed God knows how many.
You realise it's all, yeah.
So then Reece Staunton gets the ball, and I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, that's another penalty taker. That we've got something different.
Well, apparently
Steps up and
he's technically the best at the club, David
Striker
Artell.
of the ball.
So why has he not been taking him all the time?
And I've had a look
That
at
was my
previous
view.
penalties we've missed, and he's been on the pitch and not taken them. So that was a bit of a funny comment, that I thought. But,
And the man who'd scored our
Yeah,
last
they-
one, again, I think with Artell, it's always protecting the players, isn't it?
Yeah.
Vernon was on the field, who'd scored our previous penalty when he was on one leg against Bromley before he went off, didn't he?
Yeah. That's,
And
so I mean,
going away from
David
there,
Artell's adamant you can't practice penalties.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Yeah.
the
you can't practice the pressure of a penalty. You can
practice
penalties.
checking them.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's the point. And that left us a bit deflated going into two really difficult games of the last four. We've got Gillingham, Cambridge, Swindon, and Tranmere away. Gillingham away and Cambridge away within a few days. Long journeys. And you're thinking that's a tall order to get 6 points when you really need that to be 6 points, and you probably need to beat Swindon. And only if you win them three can you afford a draw. That's as it turned out, as it happened. Cookie put us in front of Gillingham. They equalised just after half time, and then we went on a bit of a rampage. They goalkeeper had a bit of a rick, came out of his box to clear a ball, and KB nipped in, and then we ran right after that to win 4-1, and that was kind of we can do this. It was kind of a boost again, a shot in the arm. After that game, Steve, did you think we can do Cambridge now? Because prior to that game was a bit downtrodden and a bit flat, weren't we?
Yeah, no, I was still thinking we couldn't do it at Cambridge, because we needed to win, didn't we? I think we said we needed to win. We have for Cambridge 4 games left. No, 3 games left, and we had to win. We had to win at least 2 of them.
Yeah,
and
one of them's Cambridge, and Swindon was no guarantee because we've not been great against them in the last couple of seasons. Neither have we.
But no, I went a bit mad when we with Janet.
Yeah,
so did he.
I mean, we got off to a great start, didn't we, Ross, with Greeny, great bowling from Staunton. Not that they've conceded that many goals at the Abbey, Cambridge, but great goal from Greeny.
Yeah, great goals. I think Greeny's been this season one of the main players that whenever he has scored a goal, it's very technically gifted goals rather than like your tap-ins and your usual. He's either front post headers or his long range.
We've got 3 or 4 of them front post headers, as we've already said.
Yeah. So,
and I think that was his 20th goal involvement of the season as well.
Yeah,
that's ridiculous for where he was.
He got the most in the league at the end.
Well, I think if Burns is going to be a favourite, he needs to have a turnaround like Greeny, like Luke Waterfall, doesn't he? Because there must be something there. So let's hope
he needs to try some different things.
I think he needs a bit of confidence.
Does.
I think he's a confidence player. I think
he's got a lovely left foot. So
slap him around the head and tell him what a good player he is.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, as you've said, Steve, we managed to get the win, but not before Cambridge got the equaliser. For the first time in the evening, the Cambridge striker got past Rogers and got a crossing Rossi, and it was a great finish by the Cambridge lad, wasn't it? Your mate, your favourite,
Ben Knight. Yeah, Ben Knight come in and slots it away. I thought Ben Knight played well or not anyway.
He did. He had a good game, but it was a great finish because I thought he'd scuffed it first because it was a bit behind him, but he just adjusted his position and finished.
Yeah, nice little finish. He's a good little player as well. First season in Cambridge.
I was not happy.
No, but
we knuckled down.
No, nice little play. I hope he does all right in League One because, like I said, it was his first season in Cambridge. Looks promising player, so see more of him, I think.
But we knuckled down and we kept going, and as we cried out for in the past, when you've got a minute left, and it's not about being overly technically creative, you can afford to pay percentages, can't you? So let's sling one in the box and see what happens. And that's what we did. Jake Eastwood came out for it, thank you Lord, missed it. Their player went for it and sort of missed it, but headed it on. And at the far post is McJanet, who's probably not expecting it to arrive. He goes, "Oh shit, cheers," bang, 2-1. And
Yeah.
he went absolutely loopy, as did everybody else that was there. And I did in my hotel room in Aberdeen or wherever I was that night. But yeah, 6 points from those 2 games after the Chesterfield defeat. And you're back on again thinking, oh, it's on. Oh, God, we've got Swindon now. So, So, yeah, that put things back on track. And then we've got Swindon at home on the Saturday, early kick-off. And what a fabulous match that was for us. I think it was a lovely day. Everything just went right, didn't it? And you know, Holloway sat there in the dugout in his best bib and tucker. And he didn't move all game, did he? Good little shot.
We were looking for him because we weren't sure.
We weren't sure if he was there, were we?
Where he was, if he had a touchline ban. Not sure if he's supposed to be there, but must he?
I can remember you messaging me saying, "No, it's all the way there." I said, "Yeah, he sat there with the suit on."
I think that's how we found him at the finish.
I'm still not sure if he was supposed to be banned from the touchline.
No, they'd appealed it and it had been delayed and all sorts.
Because he never moved, did he?
No.
Not once.
No.
Not at all.
And,
but what? That's the best performance of the season from Town, I thought.
Yeah.
And KB to get his first ever hat-trick in the league.
Yeah.
It couldn't have been any better.
Yeah. And I think from within the club, it was interesting to hear what Holloway thinks of his position, because he was reported to have said something around, I don't have pick me owners, don't I? So I think he knows.
Yeah.
I think he knows. But yeah, it was nice to get one over on him. KB a hat-trick for the first time.
Perfect hat-trick.
And yeah, perfect. Left, right and a header. Kachuri got his first goal for Town with a monster header from about 25, 35, 45 yards.
44 yards.
Again, nice delivery from Staunton. But super goal.
That was great header. I guess Ross had a good view of it, didn't you?
Yeah, great view of it. Yeah, it's like a Louis Suarez. He had an header, and it was about outside the 18-yard line, and it just flew in. It was a bit like that.
And it landed in the only place where the keeper couldn't reach it, didn't it?
Yeah.
Literally like a letterbox just above his hand.
It looked even better on the telly, didn't it? When we saw it.
There's a great bit of footage from Junior Tism, who's a Swindon fan on YouTube. And we got permission to use the goal. Well, we never used it at the time because I hadn't got permission, but he's given us permission to use the goal. But from the angle he got it at, it's like front row of the Osmond, facing the main stand, and he's got some proper kit. He's got a little Osmo, I think, a DJI Osmo camera, and it's proper good quality.
Yeah.
So I'll probably put it on here. Look at it, isn't it great? What a goal! But yeah, fantastic goal. And before the end of the season, he was given the Young Player of the Year award, wasn't he? And he knows what we sing about him, and he likes it. And he says we can carry on singing it.
Yeah.
Which meant we were going into the last game already in the playoffs. Much to the probably confusion of the uninitiated, because on the table it would have looked like it could have been any one of the three of us just on the basis of the points, but because two of them were playing each other, they couldn't catch us, or they couldn't both overtake us. So we went away with a bit of party atmosphere to Tranmere, who could have gone down on the day, with other results going the right or wrong way, depending which way you look at it. But we were celebrating anyway, and they celebrated staying up, which was a bit bizarre. And we seem now to have, because of the back and forth between the fans, a bit of a fake rivalry with them now, which is interesting. Well done, Tranmere, on your massive season of staying up. And some stewarding stupidity was absolutely bonkers, wasn't
it? Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Yeah. I don't get how they've even got a job before even Grimsby come along, to be honest. If they do that all the time, or what, I don't know. But it's like we said on the day. It's like they've gone out to the streets and gone, fancy doing us a favour today and just jumping in here, just helping us out.
Yeah.
It's just what it felt like. They were horrendous. Yeah. They're not professional whatsoever.
No.
And it could have got I think that day could have turned nasty.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Tranmere fans could have easily just come over to us and done all sorts.
Yeah, the invisible wall did its job, didn't it?
I was with Bradley, my nephew, and I said to him, "This could get nasty."
I'll give it some. not easy to.
I'm all right, Bradley 6'8", so
Yeah.
I've just got on his shoulders. But what was I going to say? Yeah, the town put an official complaint in, didn't they? To
I believe so.
get the safety match day investigated. I don't know what the outcome of that is.
No, I don't.
I suspect
The Tranmere fans are taking the piss out of it, though.
Yeah.
There's a why have you put a complaint in and nothing really happened?
Yeah. But it's not
all those things.
It's not
things thrown.
It's what could have happened, isn't it?
It's what could have happened. Exactly that. Yeah.
I think the one good thing about Tranmere staying up is at least it's the proper league club that stayed up and not one of the non-league clubs who ought to have gone down, who actually did go down. No disrespect meant, but just speaking facts, they are the size and shape of club you'd want to see in the National League as opposed to the Football League. So to have a Rochdale, York, Tranmere now is instead of Barnet and not Barnet and Bromley. What am I on about? Harrogate and Barrow is an improvement, isn't it?
Yeah. We don't want them crappy clubs in. Sorry, no disrespect, but
and that left us with a playoff lineup of Chesterfield against Notts County and Grimsby v Salford from the 10 days after the end of the season. How did you fancy our chances against Salford in the early stages when you realised it changed during the game, didn't it? We were going to play.
Because it was supposed to be Notts at one point, then it changed to I think it changed to Chesterfield, and then went to Salford, and then come back around, and no, I was happy. I wanted Salford. That is the team I wanted out of the ones that were available. Because with our record against them, we did pretty well home and away. Last couple of seasons, we've usually beat them, and I thought, it's probably a decent chance to do it again. But like I said, many a time when we was talking about playoffs, that league form doesn't come into it at all because playoffs is completely different. So it proved that.
So it proved, yeah.
This is John Sander. You're listening to Three Fish on the Shirt.
Just a short message to say congratulations to Three Fish on the Shirt for your 100th episode, and long may you continue.
Forward in the background. It's touch for Mike Brolly. He puts it into the back of the net. Well, it was a simple enough free kick, and it worked so well for Grimsby Town.
Steve, there was a massive rush for tickets again. We sold ours out really quickly. Salford only managed to sell 700 of their 800 odd tickets that they got, which is a bit disappointing when you think about it. But we got off to a cracking start. Again, another nice day at BP. You're thinking, this has got all the hallmarks of it. Tell us about the first 26 seconds.
Well, I thought when it came to Staunton and he hit it, I thought he totally mishit it. And we just sat down, aren't we? That's going over there. What? It's in. Unbelievable. Cookie, wasn't it? Cookie, video.
Walking away, wasn't he? Going,
He's walking away. He looked at it and thought, that's over. And then dropped in the net. Weird.
Rossi, there's a camera angle that's not dissimilar to your angle that you saw it from, probably. It's probably actually the one that was in the pontoon corner zoomed right in. But as the ball's flying high on its way to the goal, you can see the Salford fans behind the goals going, way over, Look, shit. I love that sort of stuff. I always look at the people behind the goal when there's a goal going in to see what the reaction's like.
It was a good goal, but it dipped like mad, didn't it?
Cushion volley though, wasn't it? It was. It was.
How he hit it, wasn't it?
He said he was just putting it back in the box. Well, that's the.
If that goal was scored in the Premier League, they would have been eulogising it for days. But it was a fantastic goal. You'll never score a goal like that again.
No, probably not. And then about half an hour later, it wasn't that long later. No, it was about 3 minutes later, wasn't it? It was about
3 minutes later.
About Callum Cisse managed to find himself one-on-one with Jackson Smith. Unbelievably, there's a bit of a mix-up. About three of our town players went out to the sort of right, towards the right wing to go for the same ball. It left us pretty much exposed, and he waltzed through and and knocked it in. So 1-1. It was like the quickest deflation ever, wasn't it? Because there was a cracking atmosphere for a daytime match. Normally, a night match brings the crowd in, doesn't it, and really concentrates the atmosphere. But it was a cracking atmosphere for a Saturday match, even though it was on a Sunday.
Yeah, keep forgetting it was on Sunday. To be fair,
yeah.
But yeah, that was a decent atmosphere. Like I said, that goal. I don't know why they've all gone for the same ball. It's just left a massive gap, but I mean, it is what it is now. Can't do anything about it. But he took it well. Callum Sessay, to be fair.
Yeah.
Calm, just put it under Jacko, and that was it. There's 1-1, and you think, oh, here we go, fucking starting again.
Yeah, and to be fair, you think, well, we're no worse off than we were 5 minutes ago, so let's crack on.
Yeah. I just thought at the time when they all went for it, maybe they were all just a bit pumped up,
too keyed up, yeah. And
after the goal, and try,
a dangerous time. They always say that, don't they?
Yeah, bit of the organisation went out of the team at the back just for that second, and it just shows you, doesn't it? Well, get in.
And in terms of the next sort of, Salford ended up winning the game 2-1. The next goal was just before half time. Header from a corner, which I think there's a couple of points where it maybe should have been our ball, or we shouldn't have let it go out for a corner or whatever. Anyway, the corner comes in. Can't say his name. Gets his head on it, which is his speciality. We don't get to him, but Mino.
Well, you can do this, Dave.
You can do it, Dave.
The Salford lad is Minoga.
Adibola.
Is it Minoga? Minoga, yeah. Minoga was dancing around in front of Jackson Smith. Offside for you, Rossi, or not?
Oh, it's fucking miles off.
He's definitely miles offside. It's a question of whether he's interfering or not. How can you not be interfering when you dance around in front of the keeper?
It was a definite offside. The goal should have been disallowed. And David Artell got an apology from the
cheers.
Cheers for that. Yeah, no VAR. It's when you need VAR, isn't it?
Yeah, you need when you.
So we should have defended it.
Yeah,
better.
We should have got up to him better. But it's his speciality. He's been doing it all season. And we go down 2-1. Aluwu, yeah. Told you it was Aluwu. What are you on about? Anyway, so we lost 2-1. But even that was, I didn't think we were out of it at that point. Even though I knew it was going to be tall order because we'd beaten them twice. We knew they were beatable. And I wasn't really nervous right up to the kickoff. But I was dead anxious once that second leg kicked off. How are you guys?
Shitting brick.
you were in racks, weren't you?
Yeah, it was awful. Well, no, it was a nice night, but it was awful.
Where was your Cleethorpes? Was it
Cleethorpes one? Yeah.
You were sat with all your mates, Steve, weren't you watching?
Yeah, on my own. There was Billy. And
Billy. I can't do that. I got obviously spoke to Mrs. and a few other people, and that was an option. Me just staying at home and watching it. And I thought, if we get through, I've got no one to celebrate with. No one's upstairs asleep. Mrs. not really asked. So I'll probably just run around the garden or something. So
I know what you mean. I'm like, Lizzie's not interested, but I would have celebrated with her. But I like to watch town games, and not in public. I like to watch them, study them. Watch them. If I'm out in the pub somewhere, I'll never watch them properly.
Yeah.
So
interesting. Anyway, we get through the first half. We look half decent without getting a goal, and then sort of 5 minutes into the second half, we let one in, and it's 3-1, and then you start to get that sinking feeling. Then you think, oh no, not the one where we haven't turned up on the important night. But we get a bit of a lifeline, and Greeny gets one of his near post headers in, and it appears to brush KB's hand on the way in. Is that just to wipe the slate clean from the first game? I think it makes much difference. It went in. It was going in. It wasn't diverted past anybody.
It was going in, yeah.
So it's back on 2-2, and it. Well, no, it was 3-2, wasn't it? That, sorry, not 2-2, 3-2, and then we get another one with Cabia running through. Was he offside? Was he not? Was he offside? I thought it was on when the ball was played.
He was onside, I think.
3-3.
Yeah.
3-3. Yeah, you've got to look at cut the grass to see that. 3-3. It's game on. And you think we're that far away from Wembley at that point. And there really did look like there was only one team going to win it from there, I thought. And it wasn't Salford.
I was bashing my coffee table.
Yeah. I'm pleased to hear that was all it was.
Did he spill any beer? Any of your beer, Wesley?
No, I had a Guinness. No, actually, no, I didn't have a Guinness because they don't serve Guinness in there. They served... Oh, geez,
brought his own cans.
Caffrey's.
Oh, yeah.
Caffrey's.
Used to quite like Caffrey's.
I had one of them. Anyway, yeah, we make it free. The place went absolutely apeshit.
I bet.
So stuff went everywhere. I was banging on the table. My hand was in agony because I did it too hard and hugging people near me. And yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
And then inexplicably, with in just a few minutes to go, there's a rushed clearance by McJanet, and rather than clearing it out of play or back over his shoulder, he managed to put it to the edge of the box. Callum Ceesay's there, manages to get on the end of it and sort of wrong foot our defender, and he's then just one-on-one with Jack when he slots it in 4-3, and you think, oh, that's it, and it was all over in our season, our playoffs.
Indeed.
Yeah, we're all over, and it was Salford going to Wembley. Well, 1 or 2 from Salford going to Wembley. So it was a disappointing way to end. We've covered it not long ago in the podcast. Poor old Cam McJanet. It was his fault, that particular thing, but they're all knackered in that particular position, aren't they?
If he hadn't scored the winning goal at Cambridge, we wouldn't have got there.
That was my argument on the night. Was without that win, I don't think we'd have made the playoffs.
Yeah,
there was too many.
Kieran Green's interview afterwards was absolutely gut punch. I've never heard a player that upset.
Yeah, and even KBA since has come out, so we need to use that as fuel for next season. And that's one little hint that maybe he does want to stay.
If he does.
Yeah, I mean there was a bit of a surprise when he didn't start the game, didn't it? The second leg. I'm not quite sure.
I heard something about that, but I don't know if it's true or not.
Yeah, and to be honest, there's been enough rumour and that about transfers and that recently to know you can't really listen to that because a lot of it's a lot of guff anyway, isn't it? So I think
I want to transfer. That wasn't the issue.
No, that's what I mean. No, that's what I mean though. But a lot of it's guff. So rumours like that.
There is it was it'd been a bit of an attitude during the week
in training or something.
Okay.
Yeah, I did it second hand, but
you never know if it's true or not. So we'll give him the benefit.
Well, if you hear it from a few people, it probably is. But still, to not play him is still a big decision, isn't it? But he's it's still he's not started every game, is he? So
and that left a final of Notts County versus Salford at Wembley. They beat Chesterfield 1-0 in both games. I think that was probably the outcome I'd have expected from the other game. Not guaranteed, but I think one of our former lads scored, didn't he? Young Luca got one of the goals
Jason,
in the away leg.
Yeah.
And then
I actually thought Chesterfield would have gone through. To be fair,
did you?
Notts league form wasn't brilliant. Going into the playoffs,
they've been poor against Chesterfield, haven't they, as well?
Yeah,
fairly recently.
So I did think Chesterfield might do him, but done well.
I didn't watch the game, but I think Chesterfield didn't play very well, did they? I don't think, from what I heard.
I'm sure I didn't watch it.
No, I took a massive load of it.
I don't think they don't turn up. They didn't turn up really.
No, and then in the final, it was pretty much a walkover for Notts. They took control 3-0. It was a bit of a non-event as a competitive event.
That's what's so fucking frustrating because for a fact Grimsby would have put a game on. Notts County Grimsby is always a good game, and they would have put a decent effort in.
Not saying we'd have won it, but
we would have had a decent crowd there as well compared to a Salford.
And what did they take? 6,000.
So I think it was less than that.
It was awful, and it looked terrible on the telly, didn't it?
I think I said to you, the Salford fans are all leaving now, and you said, no, it's been like that since...
Cleethorpes Town took nearly as many when they played in the FA VAR.
Yeah. It's such a waste of a bloody team going to Wembley, isn't it? You know what I mean? Really.
Looking back on it, though, I probably wouldn't have wanted to go. Not in that heat.
Well, there is
Oh
that.
yeah, it was really hot.
And you certainly won't want to go there and lose.
No.
Sat in the sun.
So
No.
Salford did us a favour. They saved us a few quid. Saved us getting sunburned.
Yeah,
And we've got to play them again next year anyway, so we can give them a bit of revenge.
yeah, they've got a bit long. Because their season went on a bit longer, so got more prep time. So yeah, well, silver cloud and all that.
So how would you rate the season, guys? Is it progress? Is it positive? Do you come out of the season feeling positive overall?
Yeah, I have. I think anyone that doubts Artell still needs a red wobbling.
There's one or two still on. I mean, there's
still so
Glenn
many people.
Sykes. I'm going to call him out. Glenn Sykes on every town bloody post. I don't think he posts on the town page now because of previous things he's said and what have you. But I don't even think he can't be a town fan because he's not bloody positive at all. Is he still here? I'm thinking, what are you on about?
It just makes no sense.
Just ignore him.
He come in, saved us from relegation, gets a full 2 seasons in, and 1 season we missed out on playoffs by the last day, and this season we've got in the playoffs.
Yeah,
we were foddered down the bottom.
And like we said at the start of this review of the season, not only did we get to the playoffs this year and not miss out by a point, we would have got automatics on the same points last year. So progress in most areas.
So, yeah, and next season's going to be massive because if we're going to keep progressing, obviously we've got to finish high up the league.
We've got the strongest spine we've had going into a close season we've had for many a year, haven't we?
Never narrowed it. That's good.
So that's one aspect. There is a few left. We've seen Evan Corey this week's disappeared, hasn't he? At the end of his contract. No, don't know exactly where he's going yet. There's 1 or 2 rumours. He's Walsall or Gillingham bound. Gillingham seemed to make more sense given that one of the reasons he's allegedly leaving is that he wants to be close to his girlfriend or his family or whatever, which is South. So there's that. Obviously, we've got Warren, Cookie. Adua went back to Bradford. We're yet to see whether any of them are going to come back. Soonsup Bell's been released. Svan Thorson. So it leaves some McEachran. It leaves some possibility for some decent players to come back in, doesn't it? It's not beyond the wit of man to say we're going to get some improvements in that area. With some of those players. So rather than worrying about whether people have left, I'm interested to see, whether these replacements are going to be any good. And we've not seen anything yet, but there's a lot of rumours flying about. One which I didn't like today was Cole Stockton. I'm not really keen on that.
No, we won't sign him. He's not that sort of player. I've been looking at the leading goal scorers. No, I've been looking at the leading goal scorers from the National League, South and North.
Oh, right, you've been doing your data, have you? Data analysis.
Yeah, just seeing that there's a couple. Yeah, I can't remember the names then. But the one scored 29 goals and the other 25 goals for Worthing. So whether they look at them players. But yeah, so could do it.
Yeah. So you got any names for us?
Yeah, that can. That took me.
Can't just come here and say a guy from Worthing.
Hang on then. Can't remember his name though.
See, I can't believe we haven't got keeper lined up. With them putting him up for sale. That doesn't make sense. There's a few rumours flying about, as we understand it. But...
Yeah, I think they will get one sorted as soon as possible. But I think I've seen this to someone else the other day who's not a Grimsby fan, and I said, realistically, with the season we've had the last 2 seasons, with the cup run we had last season, with Man United and Wolves and all the rest of it, how far we got in that, how we're doing well in the league, you would have thought, yes, there's no one around us, clubs-wise, not really, but you would have thought we'd be attracting a better calibre of player now, compared to what we used to. I do think maybe we'll have some better players maybe come into the window now, hopefully.
Yeah, no, I can see that. And you've got players who've left who presumably say good things about the club. There's been certainly no qualms about it being a bad group or anybody being any bad apples or anything like that. So it's all good there. So that pretty much wraps up the season. It really remains to be seen what happens next. And I think overall I'm feeling pretty positive about the new season come what may, regardless of who we sign. Because I think that's one thing. We don't know yet what that looks like, but I trust David Artell, Polly, Andrew, and the gang to go out there and get it right.
Yeah. And there's names going around at the minute with and they always go around anyway. There's always transfer rumours. Half of them are right, half of them are wrong. But I am looking forward to see who we get in, and I'm hoping they are some decent names and, like I say, players that either played in League Two. It wouldn't be bad if we go for people that have just been released by the teams that have just gone up. Yeah. It makes sense.
And if we're putting in for players the way we've been signing them, like for multi-year contracts, if you realistically want to be aiming for automatics this year, which would be progress, you want to be thinking about players who could still play for us if we go up. You don't want to be throwing everybody out for a new squad next year, do you?
I'll give you an example.
And they said that, didn't they?
Bromley had just got rid of, I don't know if he's got released or he just decided to leave, but Jude Arthurs, the midfielder for Bromley, has just left Bromley. He was their captain. He's left Bromley. Now, there's no saying I don't know where he's going to go, but he could easily come back down to League Two and try and get promoted again with another team. We're after midfielders. Would he come to us? I think he's a decent player. So
depends what the data says.
Yeah. 24 years old. Looking at him, he's
yeah.
And we've got rid of one Jude, so we're short of a Jude, aren't we? So
hey, Jude. He's only young. So
before we know it, then it's going to be season 3. We look forward to that.
Season 3.
We've got a few bits of business to tie up in terms of the predictor, which we'll come back to after this break. We'll talk about the final predictor result.
Here's just some of the prizes our members won in May. Cash prizes included a huge £275,000 in our house competition. One person won £7,777 in our Lucky Sevens competition. On just one competition alone, 15 people won a £5,000 cash instant win. Also, last month, 2 winners won cars, one being a Suzuki Jimny and the other taking away this Seat Ibiza. Will you be one of our big winners this month? There's only one way to find out.
3 fish on the shirt, 100 episodes. Dave, Steve and Rossi. Massive congratulations. It was a privilege coming on and I'm very grateful for it. Picking my team wasn't such a good experience, but it ended up being all town. So once again, massive congratulations and look forward to seeing the next 100.
So after that little break, we've come back with our season predictor game. Ross was the front runner in that. He was the Walsall, the Gillingham at the top from the very start, right the way through Christmas into Easter, and towards the end it's faltered. And I finished up winning on 36 points from 37 games. Steve on 34 points and Ross on 32. We all got 3 games correct, which is under 10% of correct results, but that's exactly the right result. I got 15 correct outcomes and you two got 13 each. I got 19 totally wrong and you guys got 21 wrong each. And we pretty much got the same number of bonus goal scorers, 6 for me and Steve and 5 for Ross, leaving us really tight grouping on the points. It was a really tight competition. Small margins, Rossi.
Yeah, very small. Yeah. Obviously, didn't get the full season in with all the games, but
we started at Barrow away.
Yeah.
And you got the score right. 2-2 draw.
Oh, nice.
We weren't doing goal scorers at that point. We didn't do goal scorers till the first game we did. That was Tranmere at home, and you got it right as well, Burns.
No shit, don't I? Just finished bottom instead.
Yeah,
Just,
you got a few.
that's what I said. Gillingham and Walsall. Gilsall.
Yeah.
Wallingham.
I got the Salford game right, didn't I? The first leg.
The Salford game.
Was it the second leg?
No, you said 2-0 Town. You got the away leg right.
Away leg.
2-1
right,
Town. Yeah.
Is that one of my 3 results then?
Yeah.
Pretty hell. Let's
go through them. So you got Fleetwood 1, Town 0 right away from home. You've got the Salford playoff game right, as you said. And you got Accrington right as well. In that Accrington game, we all got the right result. Sorry, we all got the right outcome. Steve got the right result, and I got the scorer in Sellers Fleming. So I got his only goal. You got Burns' only goal. Yeah. And it was soon took Bell's only goal was against Salford. No one got that. No one got that one.
So the Salford game I got right. The second leg. If I didn't get it right, I'd have been bottom, wouldn't I?
Yeah, possibly, yeah.
Salvaged the death.
Yeah. I got Greeny to score the first.
Sorry, Rossi, put you bottom.
All right, there's what it is.
So, well, you'll be pleased to know there's no prize, so it's really irrelevant.
Yeah.
But we can celebrate. Yeah. We can celebrate on here, and we'll look forward to next season. Well, it's going to be much better run by Rossi. Is going to run it next season, so we'll see if we can get a sponsor in place and run it like a big prize money. That'll be much more.
No, I'm going to. We'll have a full season at it. We'll talk about maybe bonuses. Obviously, we go scorer. I might add another one on.
Yeah.
Just to see what's what.
Just got to remember, the more you put in, the harder it is to run.
Yeah, but
become a data analyst.
Right. Yeah. But then I do want to do something for the winner, so we'll see what I can muster up.
Well, we used to do the crowd as well, didn't we, Dave? Attendance.
Yeah, we used to do the attendance. We had
between the two of us.
Running.
And,
I'll send you the sheets.
Yeah, that's something else we could look doing.
There's different bonuses that we spoke about. I think crowd was one of them. There's a man of the match, but the only problem with man of the match is
subjective.
You have two different. Did you have 2 different lots? Don't you?
Yeah.
You do. Yeah, you do. Yeah. Sponsor, don't you? And then
you're a sponsor, and then you have like data. Data will put the rating of the player who's done the most.
It's more difficult to do that one than. Well, let's have a think about that anyway before then. So that's that competition.
This is John Sander. You're listening to Three Fish on the Shirt.
Welcome back. We've got a familiar face, not long since been on the pod. It's great to welcome back. I think we'll have to call him friend of the show now, Lenell John Lewis. Lenny, how are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you. I'm very well. It's good to be back. Thanks for having me back.
Great.
I didn't think it went that well, but yeah, it's nice to.
We did. The absolute agony of the five-a-sides has been brilliant. We've really enjoyed seeing you all squirm. But sorry for that. It was a good discomfort in a good way. It did go well, and it was a very well received episode. So thank you for that. How's your summer going? You're keeping busy, keeping resting, keeping
busy, keeping fit. Yeah. I had a little break beginning of the off season, just for the mind and for the body as well. And then just being busy, family at home, dad, kids drop offs and pickups and football, gymnastics. So doing all of that, and then a couple of trips up and down the country, and then a little holiday break. So it's been busy.
Excellent. And you've got to escape the Doigy beasting when you go back. He's moved on. Did you get a chance to say cheerio to him?
I spoke to him afterwards. Yeah, it was obviously a surprise, to be fair. Didn't see it coming. But I'm happy for him. Yeah, I spoke to him after. It's great for him. It's a little step in his career, and I'm sure I know he'll go on and do well. And then we've had the joy of having another old friend who I'm sure is going to beat me as well, joining us. So looking forward to it with Lukey.
Do you think rumor has it that Doig has left his notes behind?
I'm sure he has. He's I think he had done a bit of planning, so I don't know how much of that will change in pre-season. So I can't say we've fully escaped it.
Yeah, I can't imagine a Luke Waterfall beasting being any less urgent than a Doigy beasting. Not that I've experienced either, thankfully, but you have. So I'm sure it'll be what you need before the start of the season. You're looking forward to getting back into it?
Yeah, I am now. I'm kind of itching now. Like a little kid, I've got a new pair of boots that's ready to gets me going again, and that's ready to put on and get back in, see all the boys, and yeah, definitely ready to go back in. Yeah,
and it's been great to see you over the summer with your tie-up with John Lewis. So
yes.
How did that come about? What's the story there?
Yeah, no, it's
can't
funny,
avoid it now on social media. It's there.
I avoided it last time. Yeah. Had a little bit of a head scratching moment when you mentioned it, because it was there in the back of my mind. But it's just been a bit crazy, to be honest. Like I said, up and down the country a couple of times. I had a phone call a few months ago, and pitched me the idea. Said they wanted to work with me and what the idea was, and I was reciprocating straight away. Like it's John Lewis for one, and obviously it's been mentioned so much over the years. It was like a no-brainer. So to have this privilege of doing that for this summer, it was a no-brainer. So it was quite weird. It was a bit surreal, and only because of who had rang me, I knew it wasn't a joke and it wasn't a prank. So yeah, I've headed down to London a couple of times to do a couple of shooting days, and yeah, it's been fun. It's been different. It's been nice.
So they must have picked up on it on social media and stuff, that the shop song and the nickname and that have been going for quite a while now, and they approached you because
I think the creative director at the time, they had an idea and they were thinking of ideas for the summer, and she said that she basically came across me and then went down a rabbit hole, I think, on YouTube, and I think seen obviously the chants and the different stadiums, and I think there's some funny TikTok things because someone else has mentioned that to me as well, of funny chants throughout the world or something like that. So and then she saw the Grimsby one as well, so with me under the tree, so obviously put in her mind that obviously maybe it's something I could do, so that's when they approached me.
Fantastic. And when we suggested that you ought to have a tie-up with John Lewis and all this is going in the background, you're thinking we've got all of the news somehow, I guess.
I've got years left. Yeah. So we'll see.
You got Paul Mullin at Cambridge with the name the stand after him for a bit because he scored.
I think it's the shop sponsoring it.
Yeah, they will. Yeah, there's a tie up there, isn't there? There's the commercial team at Boston have got to try and have a look at that, haven't they?
John Lewis
probably haven't got a John Lewis in Boston, have they? No. The big shops are disappearing from all them places. Anyway.
It was so weird when you said that, honestly, because it was in the height of literally going through the things. I hadn't even gone down yet. We were still kind of talking, so it was a bit weird. And I was just thinking, I didn't know what to say. Just had to kind of laugh it off.
Well, I mean, we were none the wiser. We had no clue that you were thinking, oh my God, how do they know about that? But it did amuse us afterwards, I have to say, to discover that that was the case. So it's quite funny that. But sorry, we didn't mean to panic you.
No, you're all right.
So what's next over the next couple of weeks then? What's the plan? Is it in terms of warming
get
back
ready
up?
for pre-season now? Get ready for pre-season. I'm doing my, I don't know if I mentioned it last time, but my strength and conditioning course. So that's kind of taken up my summer as well. With a few trips having to do a bit of assessments and stuff. So I've got one in the next few days, and then just get ready for pre-season. Like I said, I'm looking forward to it. I know I've got to do a lot of running to get ready for the running. So it's
pre-season training.
Pre-season training. Yeah.
Is it a good time to get the camaraderie going amongst the lads again when you get back together? Is that a kind of a shared tough experience that brings you together?
It is pre-season. It really is, because it's tough when you're all going through it at the same time and you all know how you're feeling. It does get the camaraderie going. If you can break it up with, I say this now, and I'll mention it when I go in with maybe a night out, with the gaffer's blessing, then it definitely helps. Of course, especially when you get the new lads in and to integrate with everyone else as well. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's interesting to know, and I'd say something that at my age I'm not going to go through now. But Rossi, your days as a footballer, as a professional footballer, are over and done with. Do you think by now?
Probably, yeah. I used to play football quite a bit back in the day, but my knees aren't great anymore. So
my knees ain't great, so never say never.
Yeah, true.
Next week we see Rossi popping up at Boston. So any other questions? Any other questions, Rossi?
See, Frankie Maguire's left Boston, gone to York. He looks like a decent kid. I think he's in 22, I think, something like that.
22, yeah. He's a young pup. He's a young pup with a good head on his shoulders.
Yeah, it does look like he's got a lot of potential. Is it something you thought it could make the move up to League Two already?
Oh yeah, without a shadow of a doubt. Yeah. I think, to be honest, for him it was something that was looked at last season. For whatever reason, it didn't come to fruition. And then he's had another good season with his numbers, and like I said, he's got a good head on his shoulders. So much potential. Come from a good stock in terms of the Sheffield Academy. And he does play ahead of his years. The way he plays, he's a leader on the pitch as well. To be fair, for someone who's 22, so I'm more than happy for him. And I know he'll do well. To be fair.
I saw a lot of rumours that we were supposedly going in for him at Town, but obviously he has gone to York. I mean, York, I think they'll be a really good team in League Two anyway next season. They've got they've got the players, they've got a bit of stuff behind them, so I think they'll be fine. But I think it's a really good acquisition for Frankie and York. So
did he seek your advice about York before he went?
We had a couple chats. But like you said today, Rossi, I think they will be good next season. They've got a decent enough budget. Who else he brings in, I'm not sure. And they play decent football with goals. And like I said, I think I said in the last pod, where I don't think there's much in the level in terms of the leagues. So I kind of expect him to be minimum top half next season and pushing.
I did an early prediction about a couple of weeks ago. To be fair, I kind of put York either just missing out on top 7 or actually getting into it. But I do think they will be strong. And like I said, with the people they'll get in as well, like Frankie, like whoever else to bring in, I do think they'll just add to it, and I think there will be probably a decent force next season. I don't think a lot of people think there will be. Obviously, just coming up from National League, but let me look at Barnet. They come up, and they just missed out on playoffs last season. So yeah,
Bromley done the same. Bromley, I don't know, was it 2 seasons or 1 season? But still, seasons,
yeah. But not a lot of the teams that come up struggle, do they? They seem to do well, pretty much. Going forward. So excellent. Well, thank you for joining us in our 100th episode.
Thanks for having me, and again, congratulations.
Thank you. We'll keep going. And like I say, we've got some really big, new, exciting things that we're going to be able to announce over the next few weeks. So things are going from strength to strength. So, Lenny, friend of the show, we'll say cheerio and thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me. See you soon.
Hiya, this is Craig Disley, and you're listening to Three Fish on the Shirt.
Hi everyone, Craig Disley here. I just want to take a moment just to give a huge congratulations to the boys on the Three Fish on a Shirt podcast, 100th episode upcoming. So fantastic achievement, boys. Well done. Brilliant to be part of the show. Love reminiscing, talking about the good old days of football and my career. So fantastic work. Keep it up, and here's to the next 100. Well done, boys. All the best. Up the Mariners.
Right, we've now got to get with us a special guest. It's the blagger of the century, none other than the friendly fish man, Rob Dawley. Hi, Rob. How are you doing?
Hi, gents. I'm very good. How are you?
Yeah, not so bad, thank you. We are on Talk Sport and in the Sun. Not that I read the Sun, but that you've been out and about on your travels a bit lately.
Yeah. We went to Istanbul for the Europa League final. Myself and a friend of mine. He's a massive Aston Villa fan. Obviously, I'm not. I'm a Town fan.
He found you a shirt, though, didn't he?
Yes, he did. Yeah. It was actually his dad's as well. It was actually his dad's. I was flying the flag for his old man who couldn't make it. But yeah, no, went out to Istanbul for the Europa League final, and ended up being probably the best trip of my life, to be honest.
So the next I hear of this trip, or the next on my Facebook, was his mum posted, "Look at where my son ended up after the Europa Cup final," and I know that bloke. That's bloody Rob Dawley. And then next thing I know, you're on Talk Sport talking to Shavannah Hearn.
Yeah, the TalkSport one was really weird because we were obviously I went to Wembley on the Saturday with Harvey for the Hull game.
So that's afterwards, isn't it?
That's afterwards, yeah. Obviously the final was on the Wednesday, and Wembley was on the Saturday. So yeah, obviously TalkSport had obviously got wind of the situation, and we were sat at the after party outside on the balcony, and I said to Harv, I said, "You're not going to believe this." I said, "I'm on TalkSport in the morning." And I don't know what was more of a wind-up, the fact that Harvey thought I was on TalkSport, or the fact that I actually replied to the TalkSport host and said that we was at the Hull City after do. I think she thought I was on a wind-up. It was just a dead, honestly, yeah, it was just an unbelievably surreal week.
So tell us what happened after the Europa League Cup final.
So basically, the lad who I'd gone with obviously follows all the Aston Villa lads on social media, and I think it was Bizzo, the goalkeeper, had posted a picture out his hotel room window of just a cup of coffee and the view, and my mate was like, "Oh, I think that's the Hilton in the Bosphorus area." We woke up really hungover on the Wednesday from the Tuesday night, and we didn't get out till probably 1-2 in the afternoon. And he was like, "What should we do? Should we just go to the players' hotel and see if we can see them off?" And we ended up sort of blagging our way into the players' hotel. We were sat in the foyer, and then obviously there was Unai Emery, Boubacar Kamara, Ross Barkley, some real heavy hitters in there, and soon realised that we were actually obviously in the players' hotel. And the long and short of it is that we sort of stayed there till about 8:10 when the players left, waved them off, thought that'd be it.
Because it was a 10 o'clock kickoff on it, the game.
It was a 10 o'clock kickoff, yeah. So we waved them off at about 8:10, like I say, thought that'd be it. Was like, wow, great experience. We'd got a little bit behind the curtain, so to speak. And after the final, everyone had sobered up.
Did you go to the game?
Say again.
Did you go to the game?
Yeah, so we went out there without tickets, and then we managed to source 2 tickets about 6 hours before kickoff for only 250 quid a ticket, which might sound like a lot of money, and obviously it is a lot of money. Of course, it's a lot of money, but for what other people were charging, they were 500, 600 quid minimum. And we just come across this Villa fan who was just like, "I don't want to rip off another Villa fan," and just sold me mate 2 tickets for 500 quid. So yeah, I got tickets to the game, and after the game, like I say, everyone had sobered up. They didn't serve alcohol on the ground, and we're walking up this massive hill where Besiktas's ground is, back up into the city. And Connor just said, "Oh, should we nip back?" Or one of us, I can't remember who mentioned it, but was like, "Oh, should we just nip back there?" And on the off chance we might get to sort of greet the players back in with the trophy. And then, again, managed to sort of blag our way into reception and got talking to a couple of players' families, and then before you know it, we was in the after party, and it was pretty surreal.
Next thing, you've got the trophy in your hand, and you're hobnobbing with Prince William.
Yeah. I mean, obviously we said it on the radio. the most surreal moment I think of my entire life was shuffling through the dance floor, and there was Yuri Tielemans, Tyrone Mings, and Prince William, and you actually just like shuffling between them.
Fever dream.
The
In a fever dream, mopping your brow.
and I was just like, this is mental. But can you imagine being Connor? You know, he's a lifelong Aston Villa fan. Like he doesn't miss a minute of Aston Villa. He don't miss a minute. He's a massive Villa fan. So can you imagine being him in there as a Villa fan amongst all that?
And now he's been mentioned on Three Fish on the Shirt podcast. What more could you want, eh? And then you're in the party with Harvey afterwards after the whole victory against Middlesbrough. So what was that like?
Do you know what? Honestly, that was brilliant. That was an unbelievable day. You know, I put something on social media afterwards. You might have seen it, Dave, but I put something on social media afterwards and I just said, look, you know, the world's full of negativity, but a massive positive for me is the fact that obviously me and Harvey have been, you know, best mates for the best part of 10, 15 years, and Saturday was incredible watching him. You know, he's got another year on his deal as well. So
he's a Premier League player now.
Technically a Premier League player, yeah. So yeah, it was. Do you know? I didn't go too much into this on Talksport because obviously we didn't have as long a slot, but it was quite emotional on Saturday night because we got to the hotel after the game. It was the Hilton in Wembley. It's just literally like a stone's throw from the ground, and there was like a players and after party members entrance and a normal entrance, and I got there before him, and the player liaison officer had missed a load of names off the list. I had to wait, messing about. And we got in there, and I just said to Arv before we got in the lift, I just said, look, I said, obviously, we want you to enjoy tonight and stuff. And I just said, before we get stuck in with everybody, I said, I just want to say, you know, what an absolutely unbelievable achievement. And watching that today and knowing that you're technically a Premier League player, like, yeah, it was an incredible moment for two good mates. It was just an absolutely unbelievable moment. We both got a bit emotional in reception and then hit the lift and went upstairs and, yeah, just had a couple of beers and had a good night. Excellent.
So, yeah, as games go, it's great to get two big games in close succession, but to bit the after party for both. I know it took Talksport by surprise. But,
I don't think I'll ever have a link like that again in any way, shape or form. And my mate Connor, who has just got engaged to Maisie.
Congratulations, Connor.
Yeah, they was asking him when they interviewed us if it was the best night of his life with the Aston Villa party, and he was quick to say, "No, I've just got engaged." But I think deep down he was probably thinking, you know, wow,
it was second.
Yeah.
And just before we let you go, Rob, are you happy for the amount for your ticket to be released? Seeing as that Katie will probably get to hear about this.
Yeah.
Does she know how much you spent on your ticket?
Yeah, she did. But do you know what's even more concerning, lads? Do you know what's even more concerning? We put 250 quid each into a kitty for Istanbul. And we got there on the Monday night about 9 p.m. And by the Wednesday dinner time, it was gone.
Oh, easy.
And we were eating at 5-star restaurants. It was Istanbul was so expensive. That trip ended up costing a lot more than I bargained for.
It'll have been ramped up, especially for you tourists, without a doubt.
Yeah, do you know, before I go, do you know one of the prime examples was we was out after the final. Obviously, after we'd been to that party, we was out till 4 or 5 in the morning, whatever. And they were selling this bar. They were selling cans of FS that had been bought from the shop down the road, and they were selling 2 cans for about 16 quid. And if you'd have been bothered enough, you could have walked up the road and bought them for about €1 each or whatever it was. And I just thought, yeah, we got ripped off the whole week. But do you know what? For the memories and the experiences we got in return, I didn't mind spending all that money.
Excellent. Well, thanks for joining us, Rob. You came on the 50th. You've now joined us on the 100th. And you know, we're pleased to have you on and to hear your tales of your trips across Europe.
Yeah, it's great to see what you're doing, lads. Obviously, and you've significantly grown what you're doing and stuff. And obviously, I see it as well. Being obviously with the social media side, it's a big part of my business and that. And always see you guys coming up and doing good things. And just happy to have come on and great to see great to see you doing a bit locally, and it's really good to see that it's growing and that you're getting some big dogs on as well.
We absolutely are, and that's been a great addition of our new guest booker, Rossi, who does a grand job in getting some big names on for us. So well done, Rossi. It's certainly been a feature since the 50th. We've got a higher concentration of as you call them, Rob, big dogs. So Rob Dawley, thank you very much for coming and telling us all about your escapades.
Thanks, guys. Cheers.
Have a purpose, but to take that leap